07, sunshine, 77 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Mrs. Weiland, why don't you go ahead and read the top line for me?
I should.
Next line.
Get my retirement. What's that?
Checked, Mrs. Weiland. Get your retirement checked.
Planning retirement on your own doesn't pass the eye test. Jerry Ricken and Heidi Ricken Provost at Ricken Financial can help bring your retirement into focus. Call 314-207-6211. Ricken Financial, making sure your retirement vision is 2020.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment
We
advisor.
all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-551-7672. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-551-7672. That's 800-551-7672. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You know that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, 2 great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these 3 I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
What have we learned about Heidi?
But cockroaches were the least of her problems. Heidi had to fight for every opportunity.
You know, Heidi is, even though she's very kind of sweet and innocent,
Heidi wanted out of the slum, and her agent wasn't doing enough.
Oh my God, they moved Heidi right next to me now.
Although Heidi seems serene,
she's a bit naughty.
she uses an ancient folk remedy to help calm her down.
Heidi is back.
We are so close to the weekend. I think a lot of people maybe have already started their weekend. I'm on a text chain and didn't know that my wife was going to take the rest of the afternoon off and watch basketball, but it looks like everybody is having a good time. And I don't know about you. Are your brackets already busted? It doesn't take long, does it? Happy Thursday, everybody. Heidi Glaus here with Josh Gilbert. We will actually check in with Bob Ramsey in the 4 o'clock for the Rammer Billikens report. Of course, he's getting ready for the big game, but we'll find out what he's seeing there on the road and how he's feeling about the game. Coming up at 3 o'clock, Max Voisey is going to join us. And since the games have begun, we're going to keep the theme with movies that include a game. Now, not necessarily a basketball game. Maybe it's a board game. Maybe it's a card game. So we'll talk to Max about movies with a game.
And I wonder, this is the weird thing, because Max comes in and he wants to talk about good movies.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll say, what about that one movie? They had a game in that. And he goes, well, sure, they did. But that movie was terrible.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's in the business of
Suggesting bad
suggesting
movies.
we watch terrible movies.
No, but he always suggests movies that I either have never heard of or have maybe heard of but haven't watched, and then he convinces you that, okay, it's time to give that a try.
He recommended a movie that I'd never seen before. It was during Halloween. It was Donald Sutherland. And I watched it, and it was good.
Yeah.
But it's one of these, I've never even heard of it before. I never would have watched it.
That's why he's the movie guru.
I know. So come with a pen and paper.
Exactly.
At 3:30.
So then at 3:50, we'll check in with Royal Oaks, ABC News legal analyst in Arizona, the first state to sue Kalshi as an illegal gambling site. I did just see that they were not allowing it to predict something that had already taken place. Like, because you introduced me to this. I didn't know about these prediction markets that seem basically like gambling, but we'll get the latest on that.
One of the ones they just recently didn't pay out was the death of the Ayatollah because they don't let you bet or gamble or whatever they want to call it on someone's death. So what if you predicted that he would die in the month of February, I don't think you're going to get paid because they don't allow stuff like that.
I'll have to look up the article I was reading. I think it was in the New York Times, but I'll get to it a little bit later. In the 4 o'clock, Big D will be with us, and as always, we'll be giving away some of his money. But it's always good just to chat because he's so honest. He's honest about where the deals are when it comes to cars. I mean, he is the first one to say, you know what, hold off, deals are going to get better. Or this is as good as it's going to get. Maybe he'll tell us about leasing cars, but now you can even rent a car at HW Kia. So we'll get all the latest and find out what's happening with his burger joints as well. In the 5 o'clock, we're going to talk to a mitigation specialist and the author of The Deserving, What the Lives of the Condemned Reveal About American Justice. She's actually going to be in town tonight at the St. Louis County Library, but before she goes there, she's going to stop by here and just tell us what she's learned. It's not necessarily that she is trying to clear someone's name. It's that a lot of her clients are guilty, and she's trying to put context around what led them down this path and what can we do as maybe a society? What can we look for to prevent the crime in the first place, to prevent somebody from going down that path? So she'll join us at about 5:10. We'll also check in with the editor-in-chief of Investopedia. The Fed held rates steady. So is this all about the rising oil prices, or is this just, the typical inflation? We'll get Caleb Silver's take on that. We've got some other entertainment news, and then we'll wrap this show up with some randoms. I am always kind of torn on how long you should keep an item. Like, I know when to throw out a sponge. Kitchen sponge, I hope I throw it out before it starts to get that stench. But I just found this homemaking.com, and it kind of goes through some of those items that we use every single day and how long you should be keeping them. And I thought it was interesting. The kitchen sponge, they replace every 1 to 2 weeks. Don't even try to throw it in the dishwasher. Don't try to keep it clean. Use it for a week or two, toss it. It's got too many germs on it. It's nasty. How often do you change your toothbrush?
Not nearly as often as I think I should. Do
Right.
you have on there where it says you're supposed to?
I do.
I change it out when it gets too soft. Now,
Soft?
We had a dentist in here one time that said that you need to use a soft brush. I was using a medium to hard brush because I thought it would,
Do a little more?
get a little more of that plaque off. But what it was doing was wearing away my gums.
Yep.
Which was causing me a lot of pain. And so I started using the soft bristles because the dentist said that that's what they recommended.
Mm-hmm.
And when it starts to get real soft and it feels like it's, almost turning to mush, that's when I'll throw it out.
That's when you're done with it.
Yes. So it could be more than a year.
Okay.
And I'm saying that out loud. I just realized that probably sounds pretty gross.
It kind of does, especially since you change towels every single time. But whatever, to each their own, I guess. But this says replace it every 3 months. Just
every 3 months for the toothbrush.
Yep, every 3 months as far as that goes. A pillow. I'm bad about this one.
I never replace pillows.
You don't?
Rarely ever.
1 to 2 years.
Okay.
I would say it's, I don't know. If I have a pillow I like, I hang on to it. I mean, obviously, I'm changing the pillowcase, but here's
what's really scary when it comes to the pillows is when you change that pillowcase and you actually get to see what the pillow looks like underneath with all the sweat stains and all that stuff.
Because you do sweat and you are filthy
we're
humans.
Disgusting.
Yes,
we're
we
gross.
are. What
Have
about
you ever washed a pillow and it completely ruined the pillow?
No, because I just assume you're not supposed to.
To wash them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about a mattress? I'd say a lot of people hang on to mattresses for a long time, and they're expensive.
10, 15 years?
This says you should replace them every 7 to 10 years.
I mean, when a mattress costs $5,000.
I know.
I mean, holy cow.
I know.
Oh.
I have towels that are tattered. This says you should really replace them every 2 to 3 years. That seems a little excessive to me. If you're washing them,
Yeah, I keep a towel.
Yeah.
I keep a towel.
All right, what about your bed sheets?
I just saw a hole in our bed sheets last night. My wife will change the bed every 2 weeks.
Not.
Which I think is excessive.
Oh, no, we do that too. But I'm saying replace the sheets.
But I think all the washing and the bleaching and the this and the that, I just saw a hole in our sheets. So
okay, so now you think.
Now we're going to replace them.
Okay, well, this says every 2 years, replace your sheets, which also sounds a little extravagant. A couple other ones.
Somebody on the text line 84126 said we replace our toothbrushes when our dentists give us new ones.
Okay.
So every 6 months.
Makes sense. Shower curtain liner. Think again, that's one of those things I maybe change it when it starts to see the, it gets cruddy.
Yeah.
Maybe it has a couple of, I don't know, is that mold when you have a couple of black dots on it?
Isn't it wild when you put the new one on, how see-through it is?
Yes, and then you don't have that film anymore.
Is this what it's supposed to look like?
Mm-hmm. Cleaning cloths, they say 6 to 12 months. Your toilet brush, 6 months. Yeah, I know. It's kind of great. Now, I will say I have a fantastic one in the RV. And it's one that you basically, it has a little button and you hook a sponge to it.
Oh, yeah.
And then you throw the sponge immediately into the trash. So
but I feel like those sponges should be used more than once.
Oh, no.
That to me is like the Procter & Gamble's of the world said, how do we get these people to keep buying sponges?
Well, I'm okay. And I will do it because I don't want. So what? You use it more than once, then you store it and you still have all those germs that are just.
I know. I always, whenever I use the toilet brush, I turn the bath on as hot as it goes,
and then
so I can go from the toilet and
into
then
the bath,
run it under the hot water,
and then you get them into the bath.
No, I mean
do you clean it with bleach after that?
No, it all runs down the drain.
Does it?
Yeah. Right?
No.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
Right in my brain, that's how it works.
Yeah. And then chopping boards, which, we've heard a lot about plastic and how we're supposed to get away from plastic, especially plastic chopping boards. But even the wooden, they say replace every 1 to 2 years. Just all of the germs. This is all about germs, in case you were wondering. So just a few little tips there that I thought might be useful as far as that goes.
Somebody said, I wash my sponges in the washing machine with the towels.
Oh.
I assume that gets out all the germs, and they last for years. A sponge in the washing machine. Are you ever wary about washing disgusting things with your regular clothes?
Mm-hmm.
I always, sometimes when I have shoes that I want to wash, I wait until, we start washing the gross towels. One time my wife caught me washing a nice white bath towel with a pair of shoes, and I thought we were going to get divorced.
Yeah, I could see why, as far as that goes. We were mentioning inflation and the rates, And of course, part of the reason we're talking about all of that is because gas prices are through the roof. Thankfully, we do live in Missouri and not California or places where they're paying more than $6. But just a few pieces of advice from experts on how to maybe make the most out of that tank of gas.
Okay.
Because you can drive a little differently. You're not going to save a whole tank. You probably aren't even going to save $20. But first, they say if you can afford it, a hybrid is great. But let's forget about that.
Yeah.
Don't go faster than 65 miles an hour.
See, that's not going to happen.
Cars are more efficient at that speed, and going faster burns more fuel.
Can you
Do that?
off? Yeah. Can you lay off the gas?
You've seen me drive.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's a hard one.
It's not realistic.
For us, but for some people, it might be.
Okay.
So just offering some advice. Now, this one, I am on all the time. Use cruise control more. The slowing down, speeding up takes more fuel. I am on cruise control 24/7.
Really?
Yeah, and I will tell you this. I don't know what this says about me, and I'm opening it up for judgment right now.
Okay.
I'm okay with it. I told Marcia the other day. So my car is a 2016, and I love it. It's a convertible. It's paid off. I think I'll probably keep it forever. But a couple of months ago, I was starting to get the itch just because it is 10 years old.
You don't have the touch screen.
That's right. And honestly, it doesn't have the quickness of her car. It doesn't have the, it doesn't drive the same. It's not as smooth.
Your sporty convertible is not
it's
sporty
not
enough.
keeping up.
Mm-hmm.
After, however, driving her car a little bit and then having one of Darren's brand new Kias, I kind of like going back to my 2016 where I don't have it hitting the brakes every time if there's so many cars in front of me, or the driver assist where the wheel starts to tighten up. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I like my 2016 more than I thought I did.
So we had one of Darren's Kia Sorrentos, and I got into the system and I turned a lot of the bells and whistles off.
Yeah.
Then my wife is babysitting our nieces, and she's driving her sister's Telluride.
Uh-huh.
She hasn't turned any of it off, and every move she makes, the car's yelling at her.
That's right. There's a ding here and a grab here.
Yes, it's asking her if she wants to pull over and get a cup of coffee. It's, and she's like, I can't drive like this. And sometimes if you drift a little bit, it jerks you back.
It does.
And it's not just the Kias. They all do it now.
They do.
I'm switching lanes without using my blinker. I know that's a cardinal sin, okay? But the car doesn't know that there's nobody behind me, and it thinks I'm drifting.
Mm-hmm.
And so it starts to, now I'm fighting with the car just to change lanes.
Here's the other thing. So all of the new cars, typically, when you turn your blinker on, and if somebody is in your blind spot,
it starts going haywire.
Yes, or even maybe not in your blind spot, but back a little bit where you could have gotten over,
lengths.
Still tries to go crazy.
Yeah.
But now if you get used to that and jump in the old car that doesn't have it, that gets a little touchy. So anyway, I'm just saying, I think I'd like less bells and whistles.
So the only thing that I have gotten too used to that it's hard to do without, or it takes you a second to do without, is the reverse camera. And if I got into a car and I threw it in reverse and I look down and there's no big TV screen telling me what's behind me, I'll be, okay. And then I'll, go back into learner's permit mode.
My car still has that. I never use it. I'm always looking.
Really?
Yes. I don't trust it.
And when it comes to the cruise control, if I'm not on a road trip of, hours at a time, I'm 047.
Oh, I'm all the time.
I never even think to touch it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'd know how to work it in my car.
Now, I will tell you one thing that was really nice in Darren's Kia, and I hadn't noticed this in any other car. Marcia's car doesn't have it. Every time you got out of the car, a car seat would pop on and it would say, check the back seat.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never seen that before, which I think is
had that.
really cool. So anyway, a couple of other things that you can do to maybe save a little gas. As I mentioned, use cruise control more. If you see a red light up ahead, ease off the gas early and coast a little bit. Make sure that your tire pressure is correct. Under-inflated tires will use more gas. Reduce your car's drag by removing roof racks and bike racks. The sleeker and more aerodynamic the car, the less you'll pay. And then consider carpooling. And I'm wondering, are any of you carpooling since gas prices have gotten? Does anybody carpool in St. Louis?
At all.
Right. Let us know on the text line 84126. I think it's kind of interesting.
Somebody said I used a plastic shower curtain liner and used to throw them in the washer, but an old girlfriend introduced me into buying a cloth fabric shower curtain liner. I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, I've seen those.
A fabric line. You've got the shower curtain, which is cloth, but now the liner is also cloth or fabric.
Yeah,
they
somebody
say
else
it
said
doesn't crack and get ugly like the plastic ones.
they thought you could put a sponge in the microwave for a few seconds. I guess if it doesn't have any metal fragments. I've never heard of that. I don't know what it would do to it. I get nervous about anything in the microwave that, Did you used to ever, when microwaves first came out, keep a little cup of water in case it would accidentally turn on? And they always said that it might explode if there was nothing in it. Have you ever heard of that?
Never.
Is that one of those things that our moms lied to us about, like we were talking about yesterday?
Never heard of this. You put a cup of water in the microwave full time.
I used to. I don't anymore. And I'm trying to think, why did I do that? And I think it was if somebody accidentally hit it and nothing was in it, or you thought something was in it, that it could damage it.
Now, they say if you put rice or bread into the microwave to reheat, you put a cup of water in there, and that kind of acts as, steam to soften the bread, because microwave bread is terrible.
I've only put it in occasionally.
Microwave rice is second behind bread.
Well, see, I don't mind it.
But if you put a cup of water in there, or even moisten whatever the food is before you put it in there, it comes back to life a little bit better. So that's the only cup of water in the microwave trick I've ever heard of. All right, 84126, have you ever heard of this Heidi putting a cup of water in the microwave just in case it accidentally turns on?
Somebody on the text line already, 618. I grew up with a cup of water in the microwave.
I've never heard of this before.
I'm telling you, somebody said I have a Kia Telluride. Last week, I took my dog for a quick errand, got out, locked the car. As soon as my dog moved, my horn started beeping because it thought I left a child in the car. Great feature, though, right? I mean, that is a fantastic feature.
Check the back seats for kids or your pets. We were talking about toothbrushes, and somebody said they only get a new toothbrush when they go to the dentist. Well, I tell you, I went to my dentist, Lake St. Louis Dentistry. You can find them at lakestlouisdentistry.com, and they give out the good toothbrushes, not these. Remember that toothbrush?
Like the Oral-B's?
It was like your standard block toothbrush, and on the end of it, it had that weird rubber pointy
I'm waiting for them to start.
What is that?
Passing out like the attachments that go to the electric toothbrush.
Oh, that would be a great idea.
Wouldn't it?
I'm going to talk to Dr. Sean Landgraf about that and see if they ever do that, because they recommend, hey, get an electric toothbrush. It's pretty good. It goes for 2 minutes and then it shuts off. That's all you need for nice, healthy teeth. But sometimes you need a little bit more, and you want to go and see the dentist and make sure that whatever problems you're having don't turn into major problems. And I've never had a root canal. I've never had my wisdom teeth removed. But if I did, I'm glad I found the right dentist. Lake St. Louis Dentistry. You can find them online at lakestlouisdentistry.com. Their number is 636-333-6150, and they give out the good toothbrushes.
Okay, before we get to Captain Paul, my girlfriend thought she was putting a timer on her microwave. Instead, she hit start, stepped away from the kitchen. Her microwave absolutely burned up, could have started a fire. So that is true. If there's nothing in the microwave and it's turned on, it will burn. The cup of water in the microwave was definitely a thing. When microwaves first started coming out in the late 70s, manufacturers and the salespeople would actually recommend doing that. Yes, because I run 2 microwaves and thought I set a timer. Actually had the microwave on with nothing in it. So that's 5, 6 people.
How about that?
I guess microwaves are maybe a little different now, but back in the day,
well,
it was recommended.
Captain Paul is from back in the day, right, Cap?
Oh, yeah, I go way back.
Have you ever heard of this?
No, I never knew if you turned your microwave on with nothing in it that it would burn up.
Yeah.
Now you know.
And I would say who accidentally turns their microwave on, but I guess it happens.
No. Like you used it for a timer. Like people use it for other things, but then all of a sudden you're accidentally hit the start instead of the timer.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess it happens, but.
Yeah. How's traffic, Captain Paul?
Heidi, there's a crash on 270 East before 367, blocking the right lane, but only causing a slight slowdown. 64 West is heavy from 364 to the 6470 interchange, and the 2 left lanes of 6455 East are closed at the Poplar Street Bridge for road work. This traffic report is brought to you by Stages St. Louis. Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The 2026 season is kicked off with the always hilarious 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls, and Stages will wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call 314-821-2407 or visit stagesstlouis.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Everyone's talking about these weight loss drugs, and it's a good thing we've got Dr. Joe Molesky with us, a St. Louis native and board-certified primary care physician. Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
The magic cure is these weight loss shots. They're injected once weekly. They're not like the old medications that you've seen 20, 30 years ago. These medications actually work. They're injected once weekly, and patients see within the first 90 days 10 to 15 pounds down. It simply works, and that's why I recommend it to all of my patients. You simply go online, book an appointment. You fill out a health questionnaire form. You get an appointment on our schedule. It's all telemedicine based. It's all done from your home. And then you meet with me or one of my nurse practitioners. And then after the 10, 15-minute consult, the medication is delivered right to your door discreetly, and you get started right now on your weight loss journey.
And you want to start to lose weight? None better than to call STLMedWeightLoss.com and ask Dr. Joe. STLMedWeightLoss.com.
Only 2 seconds left. He shoots, he scores! Game over!
It's the end of the game for you and your car. To get the deal you want, you've only got one shot. That's why you go to HW Kia. HW Kia delivers the best Kia buying experience in the Lou. No pressure, no games, no nonsense. Right now, you can score a brand new HW Kia K4 for just $199 a month. That's a new K4 for under $200 a month on a 24-month lease. Has your credit been keeping you out of the game? Nobody works harder to help get you approved than HW Kia.
Hey, everybody, remember, Big D wants to see ya in an HW Kia.
HW Kia, in the heart of West County on Manchester Road. Start now at hwkia.com. With approved credit, 2025 Kia K4, $34.95 due at sign, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, plus tax, title, license, and admin fee. Expires 3/31/26.
I'm Mark Miller, owner of Miller Furniture and Mattress, your home for quality American-made furniture since 1927. We offer the largest selection of Amish-made furniture in the St. Louis area, plus quality living room furniture from Flex Steel and Smith Brothers. We carry top-quality mattresses from world-famous brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Chatham & Wells. Shop our Belleville, Fairview Heights, Lake St. Louis, and Ellisville showrooms. At Miller Furniture, we put the family in furniture.
Before you put your home on the market, before you have to pay money fixing it up to sell it, before you have to pay real estate commissions, call me. I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I will buy your home. Any property, any condition, anywhere, and always as is. Call me, Mike Robinson with Robank Properties at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. You have nothing to lose when you call Robank Properties at 314-283-0867.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
What son of the movies?
what's on at the movies. And now, it's Max on Movies on the Heidi Glaus Show. Here is KTRS's very own movie guru, Max Moisey on the Big 550, the movie talk of St. Louis.
Well, with March Madness underway, we thought we'd stick with that game sort of theme. And Max Boise is with us once again to talk movies that involve a game, not necessarily basketball or football, but just games in general.
We've done sports movies, and we've also done video game movies, meaning movies based on video games.
Yes.
But I wanted to do a movie where the characters are playing a game in the movie. Then, after I started compiling this, I separated it because there's a whole other subset of films where people are playing video games in the movie. Not Tomb Raider. I'm talking about they're actually playing games in the movie. Next week we can do that because that'll tie in well with the Mario movie that's coming out.
So there's movies based off of video games, but you're talking about a movie where they're playing video games in the movie.
In the movie.
Okay, I like that.
And I'll give you a hint, something like The Wizard. With Fred Savage. That would have been one where they're playing Mario 3 in that. So we'll talk about that.
Jenny Lewis.
Jenny Lewis, of course.
Somebody showed me a review that Roger Ebert did of that movie. It was a movie about Nintendo. And they said it's somewhat unbelievable when they try to say in the movie that they're on the third level of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game when clearly they're on the first level. And I was like, how would Roger know that?
Yeah, he was famously a video game hater, so I don't know if he wrote that review, if it was somebody else on his website, because he famously hated video games.
Oh, really?
He didn't think they had any cultural relevancy or value at all. That was one of his interesting little asides there.
What's the video game industry making these days?
Much more than the movie industry, billions of dollars. But let's table that, and let's talk about all of that next week for the Mario Galaxy movie. For this week, let's talk about games. I've got 4 that I think are pretty fun and interesting. Then I have 4 that involve higher stakes. A little bit of bloodshed in the last 4 because, well, this is the Max on Movie segment.
Of course.
I have to go kind of dark there towards the end. But let's start with the first one that I think everybody thinks of. I'm not talking about the newer ones. I'm talking about the one from 1995, I want to say, and that's Jumanji. This is the one where it starts off where the little kids are playing a board game and they're rolling the dice and they're moving their characters, and all of a sudden a stampede of rhinoceros come through the doorway because somehow playing this game has made it come alive. And then, of course, in that movie, the characters grow up, then they go back into the game board where they meet Robin Williams and all kinds of crazy things happen. I hadn't seen Jumanji when it came out. And as a matter of fact, when they did the new versions, which are video game based, which is a smart update, I guess. I thought, well, I should probably watch that first one. I went back, we rented it, and I think it absolutely holds up. I think it's a fun movie with pretty cool special effects. But I think there was also some confusion, maybe a Mandela effect, where there was no board game called Jumanji. You can go into a game store now and you can buy one, right? But this was a book that was written, and it was about a fictional game. The game didn't exist. And yet now people think, oh, yeah, I used to play Jumanji when I was a kid.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Now, you can go buy it now, of course, because, that's really, you can buy video games, too, that say Jumanji. But at the time, it was just a book. So that's the first one that I had on my list. The next one, we all play cards. I think that's one of the first things you learn when you're a kid, right? How to play cards. Even if you're not gambling, you know how to play blackjack, you know how to play poker. And the card industry, the gaming industry is gigantic. I have never been one that's been able to watch those World Series of poker tour shows.
Does it get too nervous?
I think, no, it's the opposite. I'm bored to tears. And everybody's wearing glasses and trying to look super cool.
Guys, I like to play, the fun card games. I'm not interested in.
Now, see, I used to watch it when it was on all the time. It was like The River or whatever.
Did you start rooting for people
I just wanted to see how to, maybe it was about learning how to play.
Okay. Well, apparently back in the 90s, in the early 90s in Hollywood, there was this underground, highly illegal, very high stakes poker circuit that very, very, very famous people and very rich people took part in. And this was organized by somebody who was working for this derelict lawyer, and she lost her job, but she knew all of these people, and she thought, I know that they have these poker tournaments. I'm going to start my own. So she did. And she was a nobody's secretary. And she started her own high-stakes, very illegal poker tournament, so much so that the cops were after her trying to shut this down. I'm not going to say that you'll know the names like Ben Affleck or Tobey Maguire or these people, because legally I don't think I can say that they might have been involved. But they made a movie out of this with Jessica Chastain as the person who puts on these games, and Idris Elba as the guy who's trying to track her down. Aaron Sorkin wrote and directed this, and it's got Michael Cera playing a version of Tobey Maguire. That's what everybody said anyway. Legally, I can't say that.
The movie's called Molly's Game.
Yes.
It's so good, Heidi. You should see
I
it.
definitely remember when it came out, and I don't know that I knew what it was about.
Did Tobey Maguire ever get mad about this?
I think that's why I'm being very
careful
as far as the legal ramifications of saying who these people were.
Was it Michael Cera?
Michael Cera, who is playing the worst person in the world,
a jerk.
and apparently based on. Yeah, but it's a really interesting movie about how just this woman finds herself. She's very good at it, and she rules it with an iron fist. And she plays the game. She kind of dolls herself up and makes herself this spectacular-looking person. Not too hard for Jessica Chastain.
No,
but that she does this on purpose to manipulate the men who are coming to the tournaments. It's really interesting.
Based on a true story.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm putting that on the list immediately.
So the next one, this is now a card game. I guess there's some cinematic stuff there. Jumanji, okay, giant animals running around. But Dungeons and Dragons is a game that doesn't actually exist. It's called pen and paper. If you go buy a Dungeons and Dragons set, you get a sheet of paper saying, here are the rules. That's it. Everything else is in your head. Yeah.
I've never played, so I just thought it was
That's why I've never liked tabletop games, because everything's in your head. Now you're in a dungeon and you're going around the corner. You're like, okay.
I've never played around.
Yeah, well, guess what? It's awful.
I'm a huge nerd.
Yeah,
so
but I'm not
I
say skip. I'm not a tabletop guy. But a pair of filmmakers who are really good with comedies, and I don't know their names offhand, but Josh can look it up. Goldstein, I think, is one of them. But they did somewhat of the impossible. They made a movie called Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, which I call D&D Hat, and they did a live action version of a campaign. And not being a fan of any of the tabletop games, I know there were a ton of inside jokes that I didn't get, but just as an adventure film, it was a whole lot of fun. And it didn't really make me want to play a game, but it certainly thought, look at them, they've made a movie based on this ephemera. I thought that was interesting.
When they go in to make a movie like this, is there some idea that they want to sell more games, or no, they're just making it based on...
Well, certainly Jumanji created their own game, and then they were able to sell that.
So smart.
I think with Molly's game, it was just telling a true story. With D&D, though, yeah, certainly that's a huge industry. Although I don't think they need the movie's help. I think that probably sells more than the movie ever did. But those same people did another one that I also thought was a little hard to pull off, but they did a great job. I don't know if you've heard about augmented reality games.
Slightly.
Games where you're sort of like, if you and I and Josh were all playing the game in real life right now, and everybody had a part to play, kind of like a murder mystery.
Yes, okay.
But not at one location, like throughout your life kind of thing. So they made a comedy called Game Night, starring Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams and Jesse Plemons. And this is about this couple who they're madly in love. They love playing charades and different party games. They have a game night every week. And their neighbor says, hey, I've just signed us all up for this augmented reality game, and the game starts now. And the next thing you know, the door bursts in and somebody's kidnapped. Is that a part of the game? Is it not a part of the game?
Oh.
It's a comedy. It's very, very funny. Rachel McAdams is hilarious in it. Josh, what did you think of it?
Game Night, I thought it was great, but I keep getting it mixed up with Date Night, which was
Steve Carell and Tina
Fey.
So
both night movies.
Let's take.
They don't sound similar at all.
No, not at all. Game Night is a comedy, but let's take that premise and make it a very, very dark, and that's what David Fincher did with a movie starring Michael Douglas and Sean Penn called The Game. And this is a similar high concept where, okay, I'm going to pay all these actors and we're going to give you a game for your birthday, and it'll feel like you're in a cat and mouse, highly dangerous situation. But don't worry, it's just a game. And so Michael Douglas is like, that's cool. Thanks, brother Sean Penn. Thanks for signing me up for this. And then people start dying.
Ooh.
And then Michael Douglas is like, is this part of the game or not part of the game? Did you really die? Did you not die? And it just escalates from there.
Okay,
It's
I
a
haven't
pretty-
seen that either.
One of
Pretty
my
nice film.
favorites.
It's a pretty nice
Of all
thriller.
time?
No, I mean,
Oh.
I bet it's top 50.
Going,
You and your favorites.
he has a lot of favorites.
It's such a good movie.
Continuing with the death theme, but let's have another comedy pop in here. How about Clue?
That was what I thought of.
This is a movie that was a gigantic box office bomb when it came out. It is now a bona fide cult classic. I just saw at my kids' school, they did a play version of Clue, and it was hilarious watching all these kids.
I mean, who doesn't think
It's
Colonel
great.
Mustard with a candlestick
Yes, of course. And playing out that game, and the game's rules are all in that screenplay. So it's really fun to see that game come to life. For my final two, I'll run through these just because I don't know if we have a lot of time. So my final two, this one I just have to say the title, The Hunger Games.
Oh, of course.
Because they're
So
all playing
good.
a game to the
Yes,
death.
they are.
And then the last one, this one, 10 movies now, I think, and they're talking about doing an 11th one, Saw.
Oh.
Do you want to play a game?
That's the whole thing.
okay,
Harkening back to war games is that you're in a situation, oh no, I'm trapped in a radio studio. How do I get out of here? And you have to play the game to
It's a
get out.
real life
There
escape
you go,
room.
yeah.
What about, I was thinking Knives Out.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Knives Out. I guess that does work. Yeah.
Right? A
That's
little
great
bit.
movie,
I think those
yeah.
are fun.
Oh, yeah.
I love this list. What's coming up this weekend?
This weekend on the show, we're going to talk about Project Hail Mary.
Oh.
Which, of course, is the first big blockbuster of the year. Everybody.
Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
And?
saw it weeks ago. It's wonderful.
Okay.
It's absolutely wonderful. And I
saw somebody on the Today Show say this might be Ryan Gosling's first Oscar nom.
I don't know. I mean, he certainly carries the movie. He's on screen in almost every single scene, but I don't know because it's too light of a movie. I think
For that.
They usually like to reward comedies, but it is a wonderful film. Great special effects. Does not feel like it's almost 3 hours long. So if that puts you off, don't worry about that. The pacing is wonderful.
All right. Well, we look forward to learning more, and we'll chat next week.
Thanks, Heidi.
Thank you. 10 minutes before 4 o'clock, Captain Paul, how's traffic?
Heidi, the latest is an accident on 364 West at Route K. There's a crash on 270 East before 367, blocking the right lane, but only causing a slight slowdown. 64 West is crowded from 364 to Lake St. Louis Boulevard. 64 East bogs down around 170, and the two left lanes of 6455 East are blocked at the Poplar Street Bridge for road work. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, today, with this beautiful weather, according to my watch, 76 degrees, maybe you feel like you're on vacation. Soon enough, though, you'll want to get away and just do something different. When we're away on vacation, you don't have to think about laundry. You don't have to think about cleaning, dusting, or doing the yard work. And just kind of making some of those great memories. Altair Travel and Cruises has been in the business now for more than 40 years. And throughout the years, they have been just about everywhere you can imagine. Italy. They have gone everywhere in Europe. They take people all over the world. They stay here in the States, and they find just some of the most remarkable places. What's so nice is when you travel with Altair Travel and Cruises, they handle everything. And a lot of people, I think, sometimes think, oh, it's going to cost me more to work with a travel agency. Not necessarily. As a matter of fact, you're probably going to save a little bit of money because Altair Travel and Cruises has so many partners that they get more discounts than you will if you just go and search on your own and have to piece together everything. Altair Travel and Cruises will cover, the flights and the hotels and even make suggestions on where to go eat or different stops that you want to see along the way. So before you plan that next trip, check out altairtravel.com. They have all kinds of featured destinations, or give them a call, set up an appointment, 314-968-9600.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett, board-certified master arborist and owner of Timberline Professional Tree Care. The weather's warming up, flowers are blooming, and it's time to get back outside and start thinking about your trees. When you reach for your phone to call a tree contractor, we hope you'll give Timberline the opportunity to earn your business. Timberline is locally owned and operated and fully dedicated to delivering the best overall customer experience while providing the highest quality care for your trees. Every one of our crews includes at least one ISA certified arborist on site. not just in the office, but right there at your home, so you can be confident the work is done safely, correctly, and always with your tree's best interests in mind. From planting and fertilization to pruning and removal, we're committed to excellence in everything trees. So when it's time to make that call Timberline Professional Tree Care at 636-479-7475 or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
On Tuesday, Arizona became the first state to file criminal charges against Kalshi, accusing the prediction market company of operating an illegal gambling business within its borders. Royal Oaks, ABC News legal analyst in LA, joins us with the latest. I think prediction markets are such an interesting thing. Why they're not considered a gambling business in the first place is confusing.
Yeah, it's a gray area. I mean, the federal government controls trading. For example, if you want to buy soybeans or bushels of wheat, and you're basically betting you're going to make or lose money depending on whether the price goes up or down, or you're shorting it, et cetera. That's the federal government controlling that kind of gambling of financial transactions. But the states are entitled to ban gambling, like slot machines and blackjack. Now, where does prediction of election outcomes or a sporting event fall? Well, some people say, well, obviously it's just a sports bet, so the states may regulate it. But this company in Arizona, Kalshi, they say that they're entitled to take bets on elections in this November because that's controlled by the federal government. And Donald Trump's Federal Trading Commission thinks it's okay to make prediction bets. But the Arizona Attorney General thinks it's illegal. He wants, now with these misdemeanor charges, to basically have a criminal conviction against Kalshi. So the judges and juries are going to have to sort that out.
So, Royal, you are a lawyer. We have this whole thing going on in the state of Missouri where they've got slot machines, but it tells you what's going to happen before you put the quarter in, whether it's going to win or lose. And then you put the quarter in and you hit the button and it flips over and maybe it'll say, oh, you're going to win on the next pull. So you rush to put another quarter in and see how much you win. They say that makes it not a slot machine. These are slot machines. So
yeah,
it's gambling. When you look at Kalshi, is this gambling?
Yeah, it's really in the eye of the beholder. The example you gave to me sounds absolutely like I would put it in the gambling bucket. But, are the Republicans going to take over the House in November or keep control? Some people would say, yeah, that's gambling. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. Other people say, well, no, to me, it's different from sitting around a blackjack table or the craps table. So the answer is there is no clear answer. It's just something probably the U.S. Supreme Court is going to have to sort out. I mean, they got us started on this road 8 years ago. The Supreme Court said it's okay for states to say yes or no to gambling. It's not a federal matter. But the federal government does control the trading of the bushels of wheat and so on. And now the big question is, does that scoop up also predicting an election outcome?
All right, let me ask you this. Every time we talk about Kalshi, it's with a guy that covers sports gambling, and he's been covering Kalshi a lot. He always reminds us, like 92% of all trades that happen on Kalshi are on sports games. So if they went to court and you said, hey, it's not sports gambling, but 90% of it is sports gambling, would that weigh against Kalshi?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, again, I think it's just common sense that, if you're gambling on the outcome of sports events, you can call it a predictive market if you want, but that's just playing games with words. Really, the ultimate issue is, are we a libertarian society where people should, we let them buy cigarettes and liquor, even though it kills a bunch of folks every year? Why shouldn't we let people put bets down? But a lot of people say it's immoral, or you want organized crime to be moving in on election outcomes. So, there are some dangers there.
Is Kalshi one of many companies that do this, or why are we just hearing about them?
Yeah, absolutely. They're one of a whole bunch of companies. The prediction market is huge out there on economic events, on sports events. Will the first pitch of the sixth inning be a strike? And, this pitcher that bounced the ball to the plate, he's under arrest for illegal gambling.
Indiana
and so
Guardians.
on.
Cleveland.
Plus elections. Yeah, so, Kalshi, Arizona's AG, attorneys general look in the mirror and they see the next governor. The AG probably wants to make a big splash, taking down a prediction company like Kalshi and getting a criminal conviction against him.
Wow.
The president's son, I believe, has a stake in Kalshi. Will that change anything?
Well, as a practical matter, the Trump administration has had some sway in a lot of fields, so I wouldn't be surprised if that influences the outcome here, just like with the TV stuff. I mean, CBS and NBC and Jimmy Kimmel and Colbert, everybody's speculating, well, how much of these corporate decisions are a result of companies wanting to curry favor with Donald Trump's administration as opposed to some other reasons.
Yeah, Royal Oaks, always great to kind of pick your brain on things like this. We appreciate you.
You bet. Thanks.
Spring is here, and that means you're going to be spending more time outside and enjoying the outdoors. But your deck, you've been thinking about doing something with that deck for years. Don't wait any longer. Go see my friends over there at Outdoor Living, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood. It's right there. It's been there a long time. At Outdoor Living, the showroom has a great style, great designs. You can get all sorts of options. They'll come out to your house. They'll do a site visit, and when you're ready, they'll build you a deck with metal framing, composite decking, and they will put a 50-year warranty on that deck. That's right. You don't have to worry about staining. You don't have to worry about warping or anything else. All you have to worry about is how much fun you're going to have. They've also got pergolas and fences and patios furniture. Yeah, they got patio furniture at Outdoor Living. Check out the showroom, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood. It looks like the old Denny's. You're in the right place. Or online, outdoorlivinginc.com for all of your patio needs and a 50-year warranty on that new deck. OutdoorLivingInc.com.
Explore how you can manage your money day or night with convenient digital banking tools from Royal Banks of Missouri. No matter where you are, you can cross banking off your to-do list with a variety of features available at your fingertips. Monitor your accounts, deposit checks, schedule bill payments, plus more, anytime, anywhere. Visit RoyalBanksOfMo.com or download the Royal Banks of Missouri mobile app to get started. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Nearly 3 weeks into the Iranian war, the regime still carrying out strikes on key energy and oil assets in the Middle East. Today, Iran hit a refinery in northern Israel in retaliation for Israeli strikes on Iran's gas fields. ABC's Patrick Reevell is in Doha.
We've just heard Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the last few minutes give a press conference saying that Iran is no longer able to enrich uranium or produce ballistic missiles. It's possible that is true, but in reality, at the moment, we are seeing Iran managing to actually increase the number of missiles it's being able to launch compared to the past few days.
President Trump met with Japan's prime minister today at the White House. Japan and 5 European countries say they're ready now to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz, which is blocked by Iran. ABC's Selena Wang has more.
This comes as many of those countries have explicitly said that they're not going to intervene militarily, pushing for a diplomatic resolution because this is an issue that affects these countries deeply. Japan gets the vast majority of its energy flowing through the Strait of Hormuz. This is having a big impact on them.
The Pentagon and the president also say they'll ask Congress for an additional $200 billion to fight the war with Iran. The labor activist who co-founded the United Farm Workers Union with Cesar Chavez is speaking out about allegations she was sexually abused by Chavez.
For the first time, Dolores Huerta speaking publicly about being sexually abused by Cesar Chavez. She says she was raped by him and had 2 of his children. It comes amid new allegations that he sexually abused women and girls for years. Huerta, now 95 years old, sitting down with ABC News.
It's devastating. It's devastating.
Huerta is among several women who have come forward in recent days alleging abuse by Chavez. There are now calls to change events and memorials honoring Chavez, who died over 3 decades ago.
ABC's Alex Stone.
ABC News, Los Angeles.
We'll admit, we've already thrown in.
I've been asked to say a word about Allen Roofing. That's not fair. I can't say it in a word. If they just did roofs, I probably could. I would say roofs. But they can do siding. They could replace it. They could put leaf guards on. They could reattach it like they had to do for me, where my gutter kind of came away from the house. Siding issues, they carry James Hardy, the very best. They can fix that too. Basically, if it's something you could see from the outside of your home or your office, they can fix it, improve it, or replace it. Look, it's probably the biggest investment you're ever going to make. Protect it. Absolutely. And nobody does it better than Allen Roofing. Check out all the reviews online. Everybody else seems to know. I shouldn't have to tell you these things. For all of your roofing needs and so much more, Allen Roofing. Find them online at aroofing.net.
Don't miss Straight Talk on Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Join this dynamic father-daughter duo every Saturday morning for an entertaining and intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing. From decades of financial planning expertise combined with a deep knowledge of healthcare benefits, Aaron and Jeff will give you the Straight Talk on Retirement every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on the Big 550. KTRS. The Big 550 KTRS is your live and local home for community-focused talk radio, sports, and the Mizzou Tigers. Catch all the Tigers NCAA games right here on KTRS, along with Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games. And with the Fighting Illini needing a radio home this March here in the St. Louis region, the Big 550 KTRS has stepped up and will be carrying Illinois NCAA tournament games, live and local, serving Missouri and Illinois and beyond.
80 degrees at 4:04 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. St. Louis leaders say March Madness, which begins tomorrow, will bring a major economic boost to the downtown area. The Enterprise Center is set to host 4 games of the first round of the NCAA tournament on Friday and 2 more on Sunday. Kat Neville of Explore St. Louis told First Alert 4 that the event is expected to bring in $13 to $15 million.
This is something that is an opportunity for St. Louis to make a great first impression and bring people back. The economic impact, it spreads across the entire region. People are driving in, they're staying in hotels, they're dining in restaurants.
The City Sports Commission says the games will also give St. Louis national TV exposure. Following allegations of financial mismanagement and conflicts of interest in the Metro East's Cahokia School District, union leaders are calling for state and federal oversight, reporting that they've uncovered documents showing more than $1 million in questionable payments involving high-level administrators and their relatives. School Superintendent Curtis McCall has denied all allegations of wrongdoing. The Missouri Judiciary has issued a warning about fake websites.
One of these fake websites, casenetmo.us, appears to be run by court-related personnel, but it's not. The public is urged not to use these websites. Attempting to do so may produce a message warning a virus has been detected. Additional websites with some form of CaseNet in their names but are not CaseNet include mo-case.net and casenetmonet.website3.me. Now, appropriate law enforcement authorities have been notified and are investigating. Jill Enders, KTRS News.
And as we hear in this report, a couple of St. Louis attractions have been named among the best in the nation.
The Missouri Botanical Garden and the St. Louis Zoo have been named top 10 in a national media survey. The garden ranked 4th on the list of best botanical gardens in the United States. The Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden ranked 1st, and the St. Louis Zoo ranked as the 6th best zoo in the United States. The zoo's Penguin and Puffin Coast was voted the number 5 zoo exhibit. The number 1 zoo was Omaha's Henry Durley Zoo and Aquarium. The results were determined by a national poll conducted by USA Today in their 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards. Sobe Bay, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Investors today made their first pitch to St. Louis city leaders to build a large data center near their Armory building in Midtown. Local investor Rod Thomas, along with Las Vegas real estate firm Contour, are seeking a conditional use permit. And now the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement, Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. The Dow at close down 202 points at 46,022. NASDAQ down 61 at 22,090. And the S&P 500 down 18 at 6,606. Now let's go to Paul for KTRS Sports and Traffic.
Steve, 3-seed Illinois basketball takes on Penn tonight in the NCAA tournament. Expanded pregame coverage and the live play-by-play begins at 7 p.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS. And SLU basketball takes on the Georgia Bulldogs tonight in round 1 of the NCAA tournament. The Billikens will be looking for their first tourney win since 2014. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. They just cleared an accident on 364 West at Route K. 64 West is crowded in front of Forest Park. 2 left lanes of 6455 East are blocked at the Poplar Street Bridge for road work. And in Illinois, 64 East bogs down around 157. This traffic report is brought to you by Fielder Electric. See what everyone is saying about the pros at Fielder Electric. Whether it's a new build or a 100-year-old home, Fielder Electric has you covered. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Clear skies tonight with an overnight low in the low 50s. Sunny tomorrow with a high around 82. At 4:08, sunshine, 80 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
This tournament update presented by Royal Banks of Missouri. We've got a big upset already in the books at the big dance. High Point, 12 seed, knocking off 5 seed Wisconsin. That happening this afternoon. The Badgers are out 83-82. High Point advancing. Another Big Ten team out. TCU knocks off Ohio State 66-64. Nebraska wins their first NCAA tournament game in program history. They pound Troy 76-47. And a trendy upset pick, South Florida. They lose to Louisville 83-79. SLU tonight, Illinois tonight. Special expanded pregame at 7 here on the Big 550. This tournament update presented by Royal Banks of Missouri. I'm Brendan Weesey.
Repairing chimneys, walkways, porches, foundations, entire homes, anything to do with brick or stone, you need a tuck pointer you can trust, and that, of course, is Morelli. Morelli is a family-run business started in 1991, and they're only as good as their last customer. That's why when you check out the reviews online at MorelliTuckPointing.com, you'll notice that they're actual customers who are singing the praises of Morelli. So if you need a tuck pointer, you need Morelli. 314-645-1387 or MorelliTuckPointing.com.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
Today, scammers use AI, fake voices, and realistic messages to make fraud look real. If you're pressured to act fast or promise guaranteed returns, don't fall for the call. I'm Denny Hoskins, Missouri Secretary of State. Our office regulates investing and works to protect investors. Call the Missouri Securities Hotline at 800-721-7996 or visit MissouriProtectsInvestors.com. Paid for by the Missouri Investor Education and Protection Fund. This is a public service announcement.
You're listening to The Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Headlines for this Thursday afternoon, March 19th. St. Louis ice cream chain raises $6 million to fuel national franchise expansion. Clementine's Naughty and Nice Creamery, the St. Louis-based retailer and wholesaler of ice cream, known for its specialty and alcohol-infused ice cream flavors, has completed a $6 million funding round to drive national franchising. Next Phase Capital, which is a Nashville, Tennessee-based growth investment firm, was the lead investor in the round. The new funding is designed to transition Clementine's from a regional cult favorite into a dominant national brand through corporate-owned parlors and franchising, according to a release. The 2015 CEO, Tamara Keefe, founded Clementine's, a micro creamery known for its small batch ice creams made from locally sourced ingredients and scratch-made add-ins. The company now operates 11 ice cream parlors across Missouri, Kansas, Illinois, and Northwest Arkansas. I didn't realize they had expanded into other states. Clementine's recently began distribution through Schnucks at 30 of its local grocery stores and ships nationwide through Goodbilly. So congratulations to her and Clementine's.
And congratulations to the Nordic countries, because they just put out a list of happiest places, happiest countries, and guess who topped the list again? Now, Heidi, you are going to Iceland. That's
yes.
number 2 on the list of happiest countries in 2026. You've been to Finland. That's number 1 on the list of happiest places. And to round out the list, it's Denmark at 3, Costa Rica at 4, another place that you have just been.
Yes.
It's like you're only going.
I'm telling people to come with me to Iceland.
She only goes to the happy countries.
That's right.
Well, then put Sweden, Norway.
Okay.
The Netherlands.
All right.
Israel is number 8. I don't know where it's going to land on next year's list. They're currently at war with Iran. Luxembourg at number 9, one of the tiniest countries in Europe, and then Switzerland at number 10. So they say that these countries situated in Northern Europe, most of them, have strong healthcare and educational systems that provide crucial safeguards for tumultuous modern life. Maybe that's the takeaway here. I'm going to say it one more time. One more time. We've got an interview coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. This plays hand in hand with that. The happiest countries in the world have strong healthcare and education systems.
It makes sense.
Okay?
But
so do with that what you will.
You got to then look at the taxes and everything else that they're paying. You're not going to get something for free. You know, you're going to have to pay for it. So what does it mean to you?
Well, look, they're happy. Let's look at the countries with the lowest taxes. Are they happy?
Well, that's absolutely right. I'll tell you what makes me the happiest. It's getting in my RV. And I got to tell you, just to kind of show you how Byerly RV operates. You know, I store my RV at Byerly RV, and it's fantastic. I mean, you basically just call them and say, hey, I'm going to go out this weekend. Can you have it ready? And then they'll kind of run through a couple questions. Do you want us to fill the water tank? Do you want us to check the air? Do you need propane? This is like full service. And I'm currently having a little body work done on it. I got a call today from Monty at Byerly saying, hey, just wanted to make sure everything's suiting your needs. Are we doing everything? Is there anything else I can do to help? When you've been around for more than 70 years, you know what customer service is, because back in the day, it was really a thing. What's cool about Byerly RV is they haven't forgotten that through the years. Byerly RV offers a little something for everyone. If you've never RV'd and you're thinking you want to get into it, maybe you want to just rent one for a week or a weekend. So they have a whole fleet of RVs you can rent. Maybe you've already done that and you're ready to pull the trigger. Byerly RV has more than 30 brands of new RVs in stock, like travel trailers and fifth wheels and camper vans and gas and diesel motorhomes. And they've got a great staff that'll walk you through and kind of explain what works for you. If you're going to go to a bunch of national parks that maybe are a little smaller and harder to navigate, they'll suggest something. Or maybe you just want to get to lakes and, ocean fronts. And so maybe it's a motorhome and they'll find the best one for you. Or maybe, you want to go out towards the mountains and they'll explain why a diesel might be the best options. They can take care of all of that. And then maybe you already have an RV. You're ready to upgrade, or maybe you just need a little service. Well, Byerly RV has you covered there as well. So whatever it is you're looking for, check out Byerly RV. You'll find the latest and greatest. ByerlyRV.com, or stop by the dealership. This weekend's going to be beautiful. You can go in as many as you want at the dealership there in Eureka at 109 and 44. Coming up, Big D joins us, and it's your chance to win some of his money.
Mizzou
Looking for a jeweler? Your hometown jeweler of choice is Lordo's Diamonds in the heart of Ladue on Clayton Road. Lordo's Diamonds sells GIA certified diamonds, and they've been in the business a long, long time. You want to support local businesses, especially when it comes to jewelry, because the big box stores are long gone and you can't buy this stuff online. You need a jeweler you can trust, and Lordo's Diamonds is a company you can trust. They also give back to the community and support your Missouri Tigers. LordosDiamonds.com.
Since 1974, Permajack of St. Louis has been helping residential and commercial owners protect their biggest investment. From successfully solving foundation structural problems to making sure basements remain dry, Permajack has performed tens of thousands of projects on both sides of the river, utilizing state-of-the-art technology, techniques, and equipment. Permajack of St. Louis has done it with honesty and integrity, never recommending anything outside of what you really need. For many repairs, Permajack provides a transferable life of structure warranty, all while Permajack of St. Louis has earned a BBB A+ rating and accreditation. For foundation settlement, bowed or buckling walls, cracks in your foundation, walls or bricks, or basement waterproofing, choose the hometown family-owned team at Permajack of St. Louis. Schedule your free inspection and estimate at permajackofstlewis.com. That's permajackofstlewis.com. Permajack, solid as rock.
Don't miss Straight Talk on Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Join this dynamic father-daughter duo every Saturday morning for an entertaining and intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing. From decades of financial planning expertise combined with a deep knowledge of healthcare benefits, Aaron and Jeff will give you the Straight Talk on Retirement every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Can you believe it? Cardinals opening day is Thursday, March 26th, and we'll be celebrating this St. Louis holiday once again at 360 Rooftop, located atop the Hilton St. Louis at the ballpark. Baseball and the Cards are back, and so are we at 360 from noon to 3. There's no better view of the ballpark than the 360 Rooftop, the perfect spot for pregame lunches or drinks, special events during the game or after the game. That's Cards opening day in style, atop 360 Rooftop at the Hilton St. Louis, Thursday, March 26th from noon to 3.
Well, the snow is finally gone, at least for now, and warmer weather is coming soon. March into spring at Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant. Whether you're out for breakfast on a warm spring day, searching for a place to go to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, or you're just getting tired of March Madness munchies and want some great homestyle food, the place to go any time of day or night is Gingham's Restaurant in St. Charles. It's your home away from home, 24 hours a day. Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant, 636-946-0266, or ginghamsrestaurant.com.
Out here, the bright lights show you who's ready and who's just talking. AT&T's been steady in the pocket since 1876. Take T-Mobile. They talk a big game about price locks, then get smacked for deceptive ads. 150 years of playing it straight tends to show. AT&T. When you compare, there's no comparison.
Based on Bloomberg's United States Root Report 1H 2025. Tested with Buzz commercially. Available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. Root metrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T. Based on advertising challenges of wireless and home internet providers filed from 2022 to 2025.
Hey, Anne Marie here, host of the Inside Out Show and owner of Anne Marie Design Studio for Black Fox Cooper.
St. Louis's premier Andersen certified contractor. That means every window they install meets Andersen's exacting quality standards, and the installation is guaranteed for 2 years, in addition to the 20-year warranty on the glass. With over 20 years of experience and knowing our climate, Black Fox Cooper will install the optimal windows to keep your home comfortable and efficient year-round, and most projects are completed within a day or two with minimal disruption to your daily routine.
Call 314-270-1484 or online at blackboxcooper.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS. It's the Big Thursday giveaway with Big D from HW Kia of West County on the Big 550 KTRS.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Big D is back in the house, and I got it looking very trim. Very trim.
Yeah. Well, compared to what I was.
No,
right?
I mean, you just, you're aging backwards. I don't know how you are as much as you work, but it's working for you.
You're working for Christmas.
Yeah.
I like that. She's smart.
Yeah, it's coming up.
No. I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to sing praises all around. So thank you, one, for renting me a car.
Sure.
It was fantastic. And when I brought it back, Lindsay and I think her nephew and I think her husband were all working in the service bay.
Saturday, getting it ready for the big day, yeah.
Is it up and running now?
It's up and running, 100%.
It is. Okay, this is now a luxury kind of operation. You don't even, if it's raining, you're not going to step out of your car in the rain. You're going to step out underneath, and it's like big TVs and beautiful. I mean, it's gorgeous. I feel like it's red carpet.
Do you see why he's not smiling or anything? Because he knows how much you paid for that.
It is true, but I'm going to tell you, though, it has elevated our whole play. Our mindset. I'm getting ready, if you know anybody, I'm getting ready to hire a trainer, full-time trainer and a culture person to get us to the next level.
Like a management trainer? Like
train everybody.
Okay.
We'll put programs together where the person will train them. Now, they may not know how to train from the car business, but we can get ideas off YouTube and all these seminars and steal ideas and put a library together where we're constantly training because, you go to Chick-fil-A, you go to all these places, you find out what it is. It starts at the top and works its way down. So we've got to get consistent.
Now,
and I'm going to spend the money to do it because
will
I am
you sit in those trainings as well?
Oh yeah, I'm going to try to create them.
You are?
Well, you have to. You got to
start from the top.
You got to get to phone training. I think I can do that stuff. We've done it in the past. I'm just not up there enough
to do
in the front to do that, and nobody else is willing to do it. Hey, maybe they don't have the time or whatever. We'd rather have them sell cars than train. So we are going to commit to hiring a trainer / culture, whatever you want to call the person, full time.
Yeah. Well,
so if anybody's out there that does training or that type of thing that is into the culture, because that's the training is one part, but getting the right culture to me is just, I'm so sick of everybody saying how great, and I'm the one that says it, Chick-fil-A, QT, Mobile on the Run, all those great places that have such great culture. But it's I want to be in that group, and I'm not. So
you're going to do something to change it. Well, if you're listening and you are in that market, 314-586-1333 is Big D Cell.
Did you get a haircut?
A while ago.
You look respectable.
Thank you.
He looks much better.
Mm-hmm.
See, Darren looks great because he used to look like a big blob, and I look respectable.
When has Darren ever looked like a big blob?
Well, that's what he says. Those are his words. Wow. And I look respectable.
Remember that at Christmas, would you?
I will.
Implies that I didn't used to look respectable.
No, well, the hair was too long. It was just, you know.
Yeah. Let it
All
go.
right. Can I have a bone? I've got a bone of contention with Chick-fil-A.
Go for it. Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
And we're going to talk to our Valerie Friedland. She is our linguistics professor. We're going to talk to her about this in the coming weeks. When I was a waiter and I would fill up someone's water, they would say, thank you. And I would say, oh, no problem. And then I would,
classy,
see if they need anything. And I've heard over the years that people don't like that. There was well, why would it be a problem?
I agree, yeah.
It's semantics. No problem. You're welcome. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then people are always like, oh, well, at Chick-fil-A, they say my pleasure. And that's nicer than saying no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing with Chick-fil-A, and they do provide the best service ever.
I'm going to debunk this because I know where you're going.
My thing with Chick-fil-A is they say my pleasure every time.
Mm-hmm.
Are they saying that because it is their pleasure, or are they saying that because they've been told
They're saying
to
it because
say
they've been
that?
told to.
Been told to say that. I'd rather have someone.
But in the beginning of Chick-fil-A, That's how it started. They started saying it back in the 70s or 80s. I don't know when they started. There used to be a Jamestown Mall in the strip in the mall there.
Oh,
when I
that's
was a
the only
kid.
place you could get it.
Did you know that?
Was in the mall.
Yeah. Oh, you're
Yeah.
from North County.
It
I
used to
forgot.
be next to the pet store.
Same in Cape Girardeau. It was in the mall.
Buy a dog that's been shot up for 3 months.
We'd go look at the dogs and then go get
They'd
free
be
chicken.
lethargic in there. Like they're all sleeping. No, they're just they're just juiced up so they don't move.
The past pets.
That's how it used to be.
Okay. Yeah.
But to answer that dumb statement you just made,
Mm-hmm.
it was
Okay.
really dumb.
Okay,
for you
that's
to
fair.
think that because of your cynical, just your whole
Yes.
being.
Completely,
Yes.
100%.
So in the beginning, that was their culture. They didn't start out. Who I forget which executive at the time was there, and that was the word he used, and it just took off from there.
And they used to say it at the Ritz.
Yeah, at the Ritz.
Yeah, I think he got it from
Yeah.
the Ritz.
Well, I think the Ritz got it from him.
Oh.
I really do.
Okay.
I really do because I went through a Ritz training.
Yeah.
And they even mentioned where their training came from. Mercedes took us to it. And here's another example. We went to it for 2 days, came back and never used it because it wasn't our culture.
You have to really be ingrained
but what
in it.
Chick-fil-A said was they started that and it hasn't stopped. And so, now when you're in their 3-week training, it is part of it. It is, but they're supposedly they mean it when they say it. The employee means it.
But if every employee every time says the exact same thing, it almost seems robotic.
It does seem a little fake.
But
yeah.
Would you rather them not?
No. I'm
So that's,
again.
I mean,
They give
It's like saying thank you. It's just
they
my
give
pleasure.
the best service.
The best.
I'll give you another example. Years ago, I went into a Walgreens all the time in my neighborhood, and there was one woman who would always say, "Hello, welcome, hello." I ended up doing a story on it, and after that, it was kind of shown to other cashiers would start to say it.
Oh, really?
Because
Okay.
it was such a positive spin on it. So you don't really necessarily know how things begin, but if it is kind of embraced in a way, then maybe they look at it and go, look, this is a big deal.
And I will tell you, Walgreens, back, I think, 15 years ago, I think they were top shelf.
And they have
Oh.
fallen.
They have they're
Heidi
dirty.
complained about them twice this week.
They're dirty when you go
Yes.
inside.
And you know what? One of our listeners yesterday said that they had a son or a son-in-law that's works there, and they've been bought out by a different
Well, there you
company.
have it.
And that's
They're
exactly
always understaffed.
Yes.
I
The
mean,
shelves are empty and it's dirty.
It's dirty.
And it doesn't matter what part of town you're in.
And they used to be on point.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, I think you're onto something
Thank
with
you.
the training.
So I'm
I
going
think
to spend the
that's-
money, commit to it. So I'm looking for somebody full-time, benefits, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to switch careers and be a full-time trainer, and I'm going to start
And
at Kia.
positivity. That's the part.
Right.
Oh,
I was
okay.
going to say, I don't know how that's going to go.
We
But,
suck. Yeah, you're right, Josh.
but I mean, just the place looks amazing.
But it does look good. We bought all new uniforms, so we're spending the money. Now we got to get our mouths right. You
Yeah.
know, we look the part. Now we got to talk the part.
I do like the idea of uniforms. Is that old-fashioned?
Well, I think it's, people come in and they don't know who works there. If you don't, so we're going to have name tags. We have our black shirts, and everybody looks good.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. There's
I
no
think
thinking about it. It's done.
And you know what? If I hated it as a kid going to Catholic school wearing that uniform,
Yeah.
but now if I knew what I was wearing every day,
Every
I didn't
single
have to
day.
think about it.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
5 shirts, 5 pants.
And I talked to somebody that I'm interviewing for the job, and what she had told me, what I think the Chick-fil-A people said, the people that are with you now are going to have the hardest time. When you hire new people, the way you onboard them is going to be easy. It's
my way or the highway.
The tough,
Yeah.
The people that they're
You get
entitled.
so used to
the ones that are there entitled.
things.
So you got to figure it out.
Yeah. All right. More with Big D. And we need to get somebody on our line, 314-931-5877, because we're going to give away some of his money, even though he spent a lot on the dealership.
Broke as a
HW
joke.
Kia. Right now, though, we also got to check in with Captain Paul. How's traffic?
Heidi, no accidents, just some slow traffic. 64 West is crowded from Kings Highway to Hampton and around 364. 55 South is running slow at 4500 South Broadway. In Illinois, 64 East bogs down from 255 past 157, and 70 West is congested from Exchange to Route 3 on the approach to the Musial Bridge. This traffic report is brought to you by Stages St. Louis. Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The 2026 season is kicked off with the always hilarious 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls. Stages will wrap wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call 314-821-2407 or visit stagesstlouis.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Third generation at Newsteaders Fine Jewelry. Buying an engagement ring can be intimidating. At Newsteaders, we ensure complete understanding of your purchase. We offer a choice in both lab and mine-grown diamonds and are able to work with any budget. Let our family help educate you on your choice at Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or at wowdiamonds.com.
Can I get serious for a moment? Something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is my front yard and taking care of your front yard. Because when you drive by someone's house and it's full of weeds, you think to yourself, oh man, it's very, very simple. You know how much I love to pretend to be a yard dork. You know what I use? Fertilome. I go to fertilome.com and I type in my zip code, and a whole host of local independent lawn and garden dealers show up. I buy the crabgrass preventer plus lawn food. It's the spring application. I get it down on my yard as soon as possible, and that greens up my yard and keeps the weeds away. So it makes me look like I know what I'm doing. But really, all I'm doing is getting Fertilome and putting it on my front yard. And that will take care of my yard for many, many, many weeks, and it go a long way to having the greenest yard in the block. So this spring, you want to green up your yard and get rid of the weeds? It all starts at Fertilome or fertilome.com.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
And now, KTRS weather.
Shane Scotch with your first alert forecast, tracking highs towards the mid-70s this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies. Could see a stray shower during the late morning hours. Mostly sunny, though, this afternoon. By Friday, a high of 83 degrees, mostly sunny. Saturday, 82. Sunday, looking at partly sunny skies, highs towards mid-80s, and a little bit of a cool down Sunday night into Monday as a cold front passes, highs towards mid-50s by Monday. We'll continue to rise throughout the second half of next week, eventually seeing some increased chances of showers and storms by Thursday. For the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Shane Scotch. For the Big 550, KTRS.
Do you have the option to control your cash flow and wealth? Are you getting a return on your greatest asset, your lifetime and potential generational income? Overcome these critical financial planning challenges by discovering the Control Option Mindset featuring the Lifetime and Generational Income Maximizer. Call Mark Benson and his team at the Control Option at 314-432-9540 or online at thecontroloptionmindset.com.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
You can feel the Clydesdales circling the field. Hear the stands come alive. Smell the hot dogs, the popcorn, and cold beer in the air. See the crowd rise as the first pitch hits the glove. And just like that, a new season begins. The countdown is on until opening day, and tickets start at just $49. Don't miss St. Louis's favorite holiday. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/opening day.
Hot matchup, colder drinks, only at Busch Stadium when the Cardinals host the Tampa Bay Rays on Sunday, March 29th. Fans will take home a stainless steel Cardinals tumbler presented by Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Designed to lock in the cold and show off your Cardinals pride, it's the perfect companion for 9 innings and beyond. A practical addition to any Cardinals collection that'll keep you cool all game long. Tickets are available at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Nolan Gorman. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com.
Get ready for a high-energy night as Tower of Power teams up with the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra. Feel the funk and soul like never before with hits like What Is Hip, You're Still a Young Man, and the James Brown medley, reimagined with full orchestral power. One night, endless grooves, pure excitement. Don't miss Tower of Power on stage with your St. Louis Symphony Orchestra. Wednesday, April 15th at Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Tickets at slso.org.
Is it time to make a change with your bank? Hi, it's Julie Buck for Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution with 2 locations, and they've been around since 2005 with a mission to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services. Here's their website. It's triadbanking.com.
You're listening to The Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
This just in.
Right. I mean, the basketball games are underway. There are plenty of songs about games, and we're going to play a song, and we'll have somebody tell us who's singing. Somebody wants to know, ask Darren if that comes with the a company car, the training job.
Everybody asks that question.
Do they?
That's enough. It could come with a car allowance.
Okay.
We stopped doing demos for the most part just because of liability. It's
tough.
It's tough because of just, accidents and things happening that shouldn't or couldn't or not supposed to.
There's so many things you don't think about.
Yes. So we limited. There's a few demos still floating around, but not many. So no, we could do a stipend, company car.
Figure something like that out.
Yep, for
All
sure.
right.
But yeah, if they're interested, anybody or anything, it's a good paying job.
All right, 314-586-1333 is Big D's cell. Who do we have on the line?
Chris.
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
I'm good, Heidi. How are you?
I am fantastic, and I think you're about to be even better.
Well, good.
Yeah. So, Chris, the boys have a question for you.
Josh, it's your turn.
Oh, Chris, where'd you grow up at?
Well, I didn't grow up in the north. I grew up in North St. Louis County, but I grew up in northwestern St. Charles County.
Northwestern.
Where's that at?
I don't know, but I like that he knows the game.
Lake St. Louis area.
Maybe
you
if
were
it was
rich.
Yeah,
we were looking for people like us that are poor, uneducated.
Oh, no, I'm not rich.
Broken family. We want people
parents
like
Lake St. Louis.
maybe like northeastern St. Charles County. That would be like East Alton and all that.
Like Portage and all that. Yeah.
Oh, your mom and dad
I didn't
divorced?
grow up over there.
My parents? No, they're begrudgingly still together.
They will be. Statistically, it's coming. My mom just did it early.
They're 75 years old.
It's coming.
Oh, it is?
Dad's got to get the courage.
Now I got to go to 2 Christmases.
Oh, boy. Hey, Chris, we're going to play a little game. And what do you want? You want $100, $50, $75 a song here?
Josh, go ahead. I'm
Darren's
nervous.
wallet is so light.
Is it? Okay, well, then you tell me, Josh.
Go ahead,
It's a
Josh.
$50 a song.
50 bucks a
If he
song?
gets all 3 right, we'll give him an extra 50.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I like that.
On his own.
All right.
Oh. No help
For
here,
the extra
Chris.
50. For
Okay,
the extra
all right,
50.
all
The other
right.
50 is kind of a,
Okay, so Chris, we're going to play a song. You tell us who's singing it. And the theme here is there's a game involved or a part of a game.
Okay.
No. Love that one.
Met up with a gambler. We were both too tired.
This guy taught me Botox is okay.
took
No, I'm serious. That's when I started. About 10
Agreed.
years ago. Yeah.
Always look between him and Dolly Parton.
Oh, yeah. She taught something else.
Yep.
Did he ever shave his beard?
No, he won't tell you no. It was shorter.
Good.
It was
and I would
shorter.
tell you, I met him once. He was on Show Me St. Louis, and he was fantastic. He was an awesome human.
I would think that's how he would be, just from watching him
He was
and stuff.
so much fun. Chris, who's singing that song?
I believe that's Kenny Rogers.
I believe you are right for $50. All right, we got another fun one. This is one that I grew up on. See if you can name this singer.
Oh, I love this song.
And I'm waiting on the 1205, hoping it'll take me just a little farther down the line.
Chris, can you name her?
Oh, I know this song. Oh.
Extra 50.
It's just such a weird name.
Kinda.
Yeah. Do you know the song? Do you know what the song is, Chris?
I do. Oh, man.
Can you name the title of the song?
Yeah.
Oh, Juice Newton.
Oh, pulled it out.
Whoa.
All right.
It was in there somewhere.
It sure was. All right, we got one more for you.
Aside from OJ, Is anyone else named Juice?
I never heard of anybody else, but I love it. All right, we got one final song for you. And if you get this one right, you get an extra $50, so you're looking at $200.
Oh, sweet.
Uh-oh.
I wouldn't know this one.
You wouldn't?
By name, no. Oh, maybe I would know.
Yeah.
Poker face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sing it. Who's singing it?
That's Lady Gaga.
Oh, Chris, you did great. You got $200. Mike.
yeah.
He got all of them without a single
did.
tip. I love that. Chris, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for playing. And look, if you are looking for a new car, if you want to sell a car, if you want to rent a car, lease a car,
Refinance a car.
Kia, all of it, HW Kia can help.
You want to hide your car from the repo guy? We do that too. We can do just about anything at the lot.
Chris, this is Chris the Courier, by the way.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, he texts in all the time.
Oh, my
Friend of the
gosh.
show.
Thanks so much for listening.
He's out and about all the time. What are you driving these days, Chris?
Well, I've got 3 cars. I got my work car is a 2009 Hyundai Santa Fe.
It's in the family.
Okay.
It's in the family, yeah.
I have a 19, I think it is, Hyundai Santa Fe as well.
Another one. Wow.
Okay.
Hyundai guy.
And I've got a 2015 Honda Accord.
Wow. Okay.
Look at you.
Why don't you look at the Sorrento?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at the
Upgrade.
Sorrento or look at the Sportage is so great.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
HW Kia's got a lot of options. So if you're ready to trade, Chris, don't forget about Darren and HW Kia.
I definitely will not. I won't forget about him. I know where he's at on Manchester Road there.
Wow.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, cool. Hang on the line and we'll tell you what to do next. So do you have any cars that right now can be rented out, or is it the fleet is
No, I've got
taken
cars.
up? You do?
I've got electric cars. You want to try? If you ever wanted to try one, that'd be the way to do it.
That's a great idea, actually.
We'll charge it all the way up and drive it for a weekend. If you're even in the thought of the market, I mean.
You have a lot of cars on the
we've got
lot
a
right
lot.
now.
Yeah, I've got about 350, 400.
Are you still paying next door to store
No,
your cars?
we got them back. We got it
Okay.
all back, yeah.
Man,
Okay.
and
We
we
got 'em
haven't
back.
even talked burgers yet. What's
I
going
know,
on with
right?
Rich's?
You know, we're remodeling St. James. We haven't started yet, but we've committed to now. I
You
say
have.
remodel. I mean, here our remodels: take a wall down, put a wall up, and buy some used furniture. So let me not get carried away with my. But we're trying to fix the floor plan of that up a little bit, and then Cuba will have. Outdoor patio starting
Is it
next month, and I think I talked to the liquor people. I think we're going to do just like a sip and sing, have a like a dueling piano outside on
Oh, that would
Saturdays
be
only,
so cool.
and a cash bar. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Wink, wink.
I love it. When I was talking to Lindsay when I was in at HW Kia the other day, she thought maybe we should just do the show there from the new service
she asked me to
area.
ask you guys, and I think we should probably do one there.
I
It'd be
think it
fun.
would be so cool.
Right there, and
As everybody kind of comes in and
Yes.
drops their cars
that would be
off.
fun. And the
and-
weather's good now, so it's not too
Yeah.
hot or cold. Yeah, we ought to put that on the schedule.
Yeah, I think we should too.
Yeah.
Let's
The
look
red
at that.
Carpet.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'd be
For
fun.
us.
It's fresh and new. I mean,
Yeah.
Is everything painted?
Oh,
It's 80% painted. Yes,
it looks so
It's-
good.
It's coming along.
So
Yeah.
Darren told me how much it costs to paint things.
Oh,
these
it's so
days.
it's
Isn't that
it's
something? I
not
got
even-
into the wrong line of work.
Oh my God! Well, the building I rent in Cuba from Wallace's, I think she told me to paint that building. It's not that big, that little
Yeah.
for their gas station. I think it was like 25,000. I almost
Are we
had a
talking exterior?
exterior, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there wasn't that much.
I know.
I'd have painted it for 5.
And that's right.
Would have looked good, but I'd have done it.
You own a business, but you also have a personal life. Do you think that, like, to paint someone's house is less than it would cost to paint a business? Do they upcharge you
I
because
think
you're
maybe
a business?
little, Josh, but I don't.
It's
My
rough.
daughter's, and I was telling Heidi in interior design, she graduates next month with honors. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Pretty cool.
congratulations.
But they're at $250 an hour just to come in and look around.
Oh,
Until you-
really?
yeah, it's-
Interior designers?
Yeah, so I mean, it's insane the inflation in construction and
Yeah.
paint and things. Period.
And
Okay.
I can say we had our exterior
Yeah.
painted,
It's just-
and we're just talking trim. We have
Yeah.
a brick house. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But you're putting up scaffolding, and you
Yeah.
got. I mean, there's a lot that goes into
It is,
it.
but my brother's doing the rest of the work.
It's all labor. Oh, is
Smart.
he?
Uh-huh. Yes, he is.
Whether he likes
Yeah,
it or not.
right.
And then this is weird, just really quickly.
Yes.
There's a war going on. Gas prices are going up.
Yep.
Do you think, because when the gas prices went way up last time, I think it spurred on the electric car market.
I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think so?
Not with electric. No, I think and I think people used to get rid of their big SUVs and buy stuff. I
Yeah.
think that's kind of gone. I mean, you never make the savings When
Right.
you trade something in to save gas, the depreciation you took or the hit you took is never going to add up, ever. Unless we have gas wars forever.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Okay.
It's just not. So I wouldn't trade for that reason. That's for sure.
Maybe a hybrid
Maybe
in the
a
scheme
hybrid,
of things.
Yeah, but electric, I got to
If
tell
you're
you.
ready for a new car.
If you're ready, now that would be the time. But to do
trading
it
in your-
because
yeah.
of, but people do it. But I got to tell you, these electric cars, I've got, probably 15 in stock, and I would do anything to get rid of them. I mean,
Okay.
I'll lose, and I hate to say this, but I'll lose 15 grand a car. Just to get rid of. I can't lose them all in 1 week, or I'll be out. But over the next few months, they got to go.
Well, there you
So
heard
if
it.
you are in the market for an electric car and you want one, I'm not going to make fun of you. I don't know why.
No, wait. Heidi drove one of yours.
She didn't buy it.
She almost did.
Almost don't count.
Right.
It's just sitting there.
Close.
Unless you drop a bomb, you almost hit something, you're going to do other damage,
Yeah.
right?
She said it was real nice.
It was great. Yeah.
To borrow.
All
Yeah.
right.
But no, if you are in the market, you've thought about it, I'm telling you, if you, I'll do it. I got to get rid of them because they're eating my lunch. And I'm just being honest, they got to go.
All right. Well, you guys
It's-
swing by HW Kia because it
Yeah.
does look good
And
and
are
they
good
do
cars.
drive right.
I mean, they look good. They're it's just people, haven't gotten past
Used
the
to it,
fact you
yeah.
got to plug them in. And,
You know, once you start giving them away, then
Do
I'll call
you,
you.
will you put in the electric outlet for
yeah,
people?
we'll put them in there. Here, I would throw anything in to make a deal. Put them in their house in the garage and stuff.
Yeah.
But Natalie's boyfriend bought one. He bought the EV9, which is a 70s the big one.
Yeah.
The big one. They drove to Chicago. He had to stop halfway there. It went in limp mode because it just ran down so fast. Gave him no notice. Couldn't find a charging
You're not
station.
selling this
I
thing
I
well.
suck. I know they're great though.
What did I say earlier? Like we love him because he's so
too
honest.
honest.
That's what sucks.
too
Is
honest.
they just can't figure it out. And he's driving there. It's 11. She calls me 11:30 at night. Dad, we're on the road. And they Googled it. It took them to an apartment complex, but they couldn't get in because it just showed one on the map. But that's what happens.
But his family lives outside of Chicago. They're driving to Chicago. I drive 20 minutes to work and 20 minutes home.
Right.
That would work
that
for
works.
me.
And
yeah.
He works at the dealership, so he gets charging every day. But when you're out of town,
Yeah.
you got to prepare. He was prepared. He knew where to stop further out, but it just kept dying. They turned the air off. They turned the radio off. They did all
Yeah.
this stuff.
And
to
it
try to
wasn't
prolong
working.
it, and it just kept going down and down and down. We just replaced a battery on one. $40,000.
Yeah, and
Thank
that
God it's under warranty.
that price has got to come
Oh,
down.
it has to at
'cause
some point.
that's,
Let me
that's
ask
crazy.
you
Yeah.
this. Do other dealers call you and say, quit being so
Probably,
honest?
yeah.
Hey,
Stupid.
Napleton's going to say,
Yeah.
no one's buying the
Come on.
electric because
Yeah.
of you.
But I mean, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
if you do want one, we got deals.
You got great
that's
deals.
the beauty of it all.
Yeah, and like Josh said, if you're maybe just going back and forth to
It's okay.
20 miles, it's
okay.
fantastic.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well,
my sister swears by electric, but she has a gas guzzler because they go to Kansas City all the time.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. You can't
kinda-
around town. It can work fine, but
Yeah. Well, if you're in the market for a car, again, Big D sale, 314-586-1333. Or if you're interested in that training job, give him a
Yes,
call.
please.
314-586-1333 or just swing by HW Kia. Always great to see you.
likewise.
10 minutes before 5 o'clock, let's check back in with Captain Paul.
Heidi, no accidents, just some slow traffic again. 64 West is crowded from Kings Highway to Hampton and from 364 to the 6470 interchange. 64 East bogs down at 170. 55 South is running slow at 4500 South Broadway. In Illinois, 64 East bogs down from 255 past 157. And 70 West is congested from Exchange to Route 3 on the approach to the Musial Bridge. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Only 2 seconds left. He shoots. He scores. Game over. It's the end of the game for you and your car. To get the deal you want, you've only got one shot. That's why you go to HW Kia. HW Kia delivers the best Kia buying experience in the Lou. No pressure, no games, no nonsense. Right now, you can score a brand new HW Kia K4 for just $199 a month. That's a new K4 for under $200 a month on a 24-month lease. Has your credit been keeping you out of the game? Nobody works harder to help get you approved than HW Kia. Hey everybody, remember, big
in an HW Kia.
HW Kia in the heart of West County on Manchester Road. Start now at hwkia.com. Get approved credit. 2025 Kia K4. $34.95 due at signing. 10,000 miles per year. No security deposit plus tax, title, license, and admin fee. Expires 3/31/26.
Look at our alums, the contributions that they have made throughout industries in the St. Louis region.
Terry Freerks, a graduate of the University of Missouri, St. Louis.
UMSL is embedded in the fabric of the St. Louis community. We're hands-on, and when our students graduate, they are definitely career ready, but maybe more importantly, they're career confident.
More is what moves us. Find your more at more.umsl.edu.
For all of your travel needs, you go to the best travel agency in the world. Granted, I'm a little biased. Altair Travel and Cruises. They'll take you wherever you want to go in style. They'll handle all the details. You handle all the fun. Don't go to the Googles. Don't make that mistake. It all starts at Altair Travel and Cruises on Brentwood Boulevard, 314-968-9600. Anywhere you want to go, let Altair Travel take you. AltairTravel.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS. And now it's the Billiken Report with Bob Ramsey on the Heidi Glaus Show. Powered by the Milton Law Group, Davey Tree Expert Company, Hackett Security, and Connor Roofing.
Bob Ramsey out of the studio on the road preparing for the Billikens' big game this evening. How's the team looking? How are you feeling?
Two different things. The team looks great. I feel nervous.
Yeah.
So, you're not surprised. You knew that was my answer.
I mean, you're really nervous even if you're almost guaranteed a 20-point win.
You know, I've seen so many things happen in athletics. You should never, ever concede anything or take anything for granted.
Yeah. So
you always have to show up. You always have to play at your best. You always have to go compete. And if not, somebody will jump up and bite you in the rear end.
That's so true. How are the guys feeling? Are there any extra nerves since this is, the big dance?
You know what? I have not seen that. I've been to a practice and a shoot-around. In fact, they've really been working hard the last few days. Came out on Tuesday, for this game. Long, hard practice Tuesday night. Wednesday, had the dog and pony show in the arena, and then went and had another practice, had a shoot-around at the arena today. So, they put the work in. They put the time in on the scouting report, and I think they've dotted the I's and crossed the T's. They're ready to go.
Bob, did you get a nap in? Because this is late. And if it starts at like 9 o'clock for us, it's like 10 o'clock for you.
Well, as you guys know, this time in the afternoon, I've had my second cup of coffee. But I waited until just a few minutes ago to get my second cup.
We're still 4 hours away from tip.
Yeah.
But the excitement
it's okay,
takes
Josh.
over at a certain point.
Okay. All right.
Adrenaline, baby.
That's
Adrenaline.
exactly right. What about your bracket? Is it still intact?
I didn't really do a specific one. I know we had one there at the office. I don't think I had any upsets. High Point, it was a dramatic win today, and I did not pick that. And I'm glad they won. As you guys know, I'm a mid-major honk, and it's becoming within college basketball, a political issue with scheduling, and so I'm rooting for the mid-majors and a ton of upsets. But we got one today, and that's good.
Yeah.
If you're like me, you want fair and equitable scheduling.
Yes, and then, Bob, is everybody healthy? Everybody healthy?
The only thing that has happened recently is on Tuesday night, Deion Brown took an elbow to the corner of his eye and had to get some stitches. But I talked to him this morning at breakfast. I just said, you look mean and even tougher than ever. He laughed. And so he's ready to go.
All right. And hopefully so are Robbie's feet. Who's your sponsor?
No, Robbie's looking really good.
Okay, that's good.
Who you got as a sponsor, Bob?
Well, the sponsor for the Billiken Report is managing attorney of the Milton Law Group, Mark Milton, proud St. Louis U law alum, I should say. He's widely recognized as one of the top tax resolution attorneys in the country. The STL tax lawyer and his team provide legal representation of troubled taxpayers, specializing in tax debt resolution, audit defense, and unfiled returns. For a local solution to your IRS problems, contact Mark Milton and visit stltaxlawyer.com. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
And Bob, I've never asked you this. We've done the show now for almost 2 years. Is it annoying if I text you during the game?
Yes. I can answer for you.
I may not answer immediately, but it's not annoying. It's okay.
You're being too kind right now.
I'm already feeling like I have to talk about these refs.
I was going to say, and I feel like you just opened up a can of worms that you're never going to be able to close.
I'll talk to you tonight, Bob.
I may have made a mistake.
Yeah, I do too. All right, call a good one and bring us home a win.
Talk to you guys later. Thanks.
You've been listening to the Milliken Report with Bob Ramsey, powered by the Milton Law Group, Davey Tree Expert Company, Hackett Security, and Connor Roofing on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey St. Louis, it's Kathy from Connor Roofing, and spring storms are upon us. Is your home ready? At Connor Roofing, we specialize in roofing, siding, and gutters to protect your home from the elements. Don't wait for leaks or damage to strike. Our expert team will ensure that your home stays safe and secure all season long. Call Connor Roofing today at 314-375-7475 for an inspection, and you can enjoy the beauty of spring leak-free. Look us up at connorroofing.com. That's CONNER roofing.com.
Kick off the season with a winning team. Choose Hackett Security to watch your home while you're watching the game. Hackett Security has a system to meet every budget. They are a locally owned national security company with on-site 24/7 UL listed monitoring. Visit HackettSecurity.com or call 314-432-4200. Who will be watching your home while you're watching the game? Hackett Security. They're looking out for you. 314-432-4200. HACKETT Security.com. If you're concerned about the health of your trees, you need to talk to the Davey Tree Expert Company. These people love trees. They have a passion for keeping trees healthy. Their certified arborists provide personalized care for your trees. They're trained in the latest technologies for safe and accurate pruning and provide reliable preventative measures for diseases and invasive insects.
Locations in South County, Webster Groves, and coming soon to St. Charles. Davey Tree serves the entire St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river. Visit Davey, spelled DAVEY.com.
Are you ready for beautiful new floors? The Home Show sale is happening now at Boardwalk, your local flooring experts. Save 15 to 25% on select hardwood and durable floors for a limited time. Their friendly, knowledgeable team will help you choose the right floor for your style, your home, and your everyday life, combining beauty, performance, and long-term value. Boardwalk offers solid and engineered hardwood, luxury vinyl, waterproof flooring, and more, with free sample checkouts and tool rental to make your project easier and more cost-effective. Whether you're updating one room or the entire home, they'll walk you through the options of color, durability, and long-term value so you can feel confident in your decision. For more than 25 years, Boardwalk has been your trusted, local, family-owned, quality flooring provider. Visit one of our 4 area showrooms conveniently located in Manchester, Crestwood, Overland, and St. Peters, or BoardwalkHardwood.com. Boardwalk is the proud partner of your St. Louis Blues.
Get a better handle on your finances. Midwest Money can help. We discuss the latest financial news and trends and provide listeners with the tools and information they need to make informed financial decisions. Whether you're a seasoned investor or a complete beginner, Midwest Money is for you. Tune in every Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. on Big 550 KTRS or go to MidwestMoneyRadio.com.
Are you retired? Are you thinking about retiring? Who is helping you with retirement? Might be time to check out the show When Retirement Happens, hosted by Kevin Lloyd of Legacy Wealth Advisors. Saturday at 1, Sunday at noon on the Big 550 KTRS.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Iran continues to carry out strikes on key energy and oil assets in the Middle East, damaging a major liquefied natural gas facility in Qatar and today targeting a refinery in Haifa, Israel, in retaliation for Israel's strikes on Iranian gas fields. ABC's Patrick Greville is in Doha.
A dramatic and very dangerous escalation here in the Gulf around energy facilities that was triggered yesterday by Israel targeting Iran's largest gas field. We then saw Iran retaliate and hit the world's largest liquefied natural gas terminal here in Qatar. According to Qatari officials, to the head of the Qatari state energy company who spoke to Reuters today. 17% of Qatar's LNG export capacity may have been knocked out in that attack.
Iranian-born Trita Parsi is a policy analyst who also founded the National Iranian Council. He's been critical of the war, calling it unnecessary, and says Iran has drawn a red line.
We do know that sometime while
An American fighter jet made an emergency landing today. A Central Command spokesperson says that the Air Force F-35 was flying a combat mission over Iran and landed safely at a U.S. airstrip somewhere else. The pilot in stable condition. Here's ABC's Louis Martinez.
We do know that sometime while this aircraft was flying over Iran, we're not specifically sure exactly where, there came information that the pilot had taken fire. And what we know from a source familiar with the incident is that this aircraft had to make an emergency landing because it took some enemy Iranian fire.
In Spain, the search for a missing American college student taking a new turn. Police announcing they found a body. It has not been identified. James Gracie, an Alabama student from Chicago, was last seen at a Barcelona club. You're listening to ABC News.
You know, that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has two locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, two great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these three I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, two locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
And now, KTRS weather.
Shane Scotch with your first alert forecast, tracking highs towards the mid-70s this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies. Could see a stray shower during the late morning hours. Mostly sunny, though, this afternoon. By Friday, a high of 83 degrees, mostly sunny. Saturday, 82. Sunday, looking at partly sunny skies, highs towards mid-80s, and a little bit of a cool down Sunday night into Monday as a cold front passes, highs towards mid-50s by Monday. We'll continue to rise throughout the second half of next week, eventually seeing some increased chances of showers and storms by Thursday. For the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chance Scotch. For the Big 550, KTRS.
You're selling your home, and I want to buy it. This is Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I am ready to pay top dollar for your home. No contingencies, no inspections, no monkey business. I buy your home no matter the condition or location, and you walk away with cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867, 314-283-0867, or at robankproperties.com. That's ROBANG properties.com.
81 degrees at 5:04 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. Today, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration reports it dealt a significant blow to drug trafficking networks during Phase 2 of Operation Fentanyl Free America, seizing more than 57 million deadly doses nationwide between January 12th and February 10th. In 30 days, agents from the DEA St. Louis Field Division, which includes Kansas, Missouri, and southern Illinois, removed close to 600,000 deadly doses of powder fentanyl and counterfeit bills combined, and nearly $2 million in suspected drug proceeds. A bill to eliminate income tax is moving forward. The Missouri House has approved a measure that would reduce or replace income taxes and expand sales taxes to cover services
during National
and digital
Ag
goods.
Week.
Republican House Speaker John Patterson says it's a benefit for Missourians.
It is a modernization because you could notice a decrease in some of the taxes, sales taxes that you're paying now.
The Missouri Senate will have to approve the bill before it goes before Missouri residents for a public vote. Building 90, a historic warehouse located on the American Car Foundry property on the St. Charles riverfront, will not be demolished following a vote by the City Council. Neighboring business owners have opposed the demolition, arguing that it could lead to the loss of other structures in the historic district. Some city leaders have said the decision is expected to spark a legal battle regarding the future of the property. The city of St. Louis has announced several proactive public safety measures as March Madness events begin, this after street takeovers and shootings on 314 Day. During a press conference yesterday, St. Louis Police Chief Robert Tracy announced there will be a curfew for youth this weekend.
There will be short-term 10 p.m. curfew on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights in downtown and downtown west neighborhoods to prevent the recurrence of last weekend's behavior.
Young people may still be out during curfew hours if they are with a parent or guardian or with an adult 21 years or older that's approved by a parent, or going directly home from work, school events, or religious and community activities. And Mid-America St. Louis Airport has officially launched Good Maps, a new indoor mapping technology that they say will help travelers better navigate the terminal. Good Maps is designed to help first-time flyers, those with vision problems, multilingual passengers, and those who use wheelchairs. This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Yesterday, Operation Food Search received a donation of more than 6,000 bottles of Sue Bee honey, which will be distributed to area families and used across several of the organization's programs, which include Food Search's Mobile Farmers Market and Operation Backpack. Now the market's brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune into Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow down 202 points at 46,022, NASDAQ down 61 at 22,090, and the S&P 500 down 18 at 6,606. Now with KTRS Sports and Traffic, let's go to Paul.
Steve, 3-seed Illinois basketball takes on Penn tonight in the NCAA tournament. Expanded pregame coverage and the live play-by-play begins at 7 p.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS. And SLU basketball takes on the Georgia Bulldogs tonight in round 1 of the NCAA tournament. The Billikens will be looking for their first tourney win since 2014. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. 64 West is crowded in front of Forest Park and from 364 to the 6470 interchange. 64 East bogs down at 170. And in Illinois, 64 East is busy from 255 to 159, with the worst of it around 157. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
We're looking for mostly clear skies tonight, an overnight low in the low 50s, sunny tomorrow with a high around 82. At 8 minutes past 5 o'clock, sunshine, 81 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
During National Ag Week, Farm Credit Illinois proudly salutes the farm families, rural landowners, and agribusinesses who keep agriculture and rural America strong. As a member-owned cooperative, Farm Credit Illinois provides farm financing, crop insurance, and rural home and country property loans across Southern Illinois. Get connected with your local FCI team today at farmcreditil.com. That's farmcreditil.com.
Basement with a Y. That's Basement E.
It's Basement T.
Basement E?
It's Basement T.
Oh, Basement T. Basement T. I get it. That's the basement waterproofing and foundation repair experts at Woods Basement Systems.
Right. The all things Basement T experts at Woods Basement Systems will provide you a free estimate and dry up that wet basement and fix that cracked foundation. Call 800-388-9326 or go online to woodsbasementsystems.com.
That's woodsbasementsystems.com.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett, board-certified master arborist and owner of Timberline Professional Tree Care. The weather's warming up, flowers are blooming, and it's time to get back outside and start thinking about your trees. When you reach for your phone to call a tree contractor, we hope you'll give Timberline the opportunity to earn your business. Timberline is locally owned and operated and fully dedicated to delivering the best overall customer experience while providing the highest quality care for your trees. Every one of our crews includes at least one ISA-certified arborist on site, not just in the office, but right there at your home, so you can be confident the work is done safely, correctly, and always with your tree's best interests in mind. From planting and fertilization to pruning and removal, we're committed to excellence in everything trees. So when it's time to make that call Timberline Professional Tree Care at 636-479-7475 or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Tonight, the St. Louis County Library is hosting Elizabeth Farkeeson, founder of Advancing Real Change, Inc., and we're so honored to have her in studio before she takes the stage. Thanks for making time for us.
It is absolutely my pleasure to be here.
You'll be discussing your new book, The Deserving, What the Lives of the Condemned Reveal About American Justice. And in it, you give us kind of a new take on responsibility and punishment. And can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. I work with a population of people. Most of my clients are individuals who are facing the death penalty or other very severe punishments. I don't work for an Innocence Project, so for most of my clients, there's a lot of evidence that can convict them. They've caused harm.
Do they actually take responsibility and say, yes, I did do this?
That's a really good question. When they can, they do. But we operate in an adversarial system, and any statement that somebody makes could be used against them.
Right.
And this is one of the things that I like people to think about is there a way to have a system where people who can accept responsibility do so without it being held against them? Because their lawyers are going to say any statement you make can be held against you, and so we're not going to support that.
And
right?
what does that teach them?
What does that teach anybody?
Right.
What does it teach anybody? But our system is not set up to really focus on what does it take in the aftermath of a harm to repair people? And that's really one of the things that I hope the book does for anybody who picks it up, is to really help us think about exploring that from the perspective of what are we doing here?
And I would say the book isn't just for people who have gone through this. It's for us as a society to kind of take a step back and look at what we're doing.
Absolutely. The thing is, I've been working with people who have been accused of murder for over 20 years. And in the histories of the lives of my clients, things repeat, right? Absent caretakers, unavailable childcare, housing that is unsafe and uninhabitable, lack of access to healthy food, to safe schools, and the list goes on. We know that childhood matters. That is true. And yet, for some reason, we think that we can make choices as a community not to invest in early childhood development and that things are going to be okay. Or when they turn out to not be okay and somebody causes harm, we extract ourselves from the fact that we were the people who facilitated the creation of communities where people were not allowed to flourish and be their best selves. So I'm really asking people to think about, if we don't want crime, if we want to minimize harm, what do we do at the front end to create communities where children can be safe, have access to resources that will allow them to become the best versions of themselves? Because it's not going to happen by the time you're looking at punishment.
Do you feel like just one person can truly make a difference in a child's life?
Absolutely. And I see it all the time. This is when I do an investigation, I'm looking at the whole history of my client, which includes the family. And you'll often see that things like birth order matters, right? Things like the attractiveness, right? Or intelligence or athletic ability, right? There is an adult, for some reason, who has shepherded the other children in the family in some way, or the children have capacities that my client does not possess. And those are the things that have kept that child from going down a similar path to my client. So oftentimes I'll hear people say, well, your client was raised in this family, but not anybody else went out and caused this harm. But that's the reason why, because there was an off-ramp for that person. There was a place of safety. There was some kind of support that wasn't available for a variety of reasons to my client.
So you're not trying to get them off the hook. You're not trying to clear them. You're just trying to put things in context?
That's exactly right. This is not an excuse. It's really giving people the opportunity to see the fullness of a person's lived experience and weigh that in the balance for the sake of justice. Because the thing is, if we only start really thinking about what to do with this person at the moment of the harm, we're missing the opportunity to reckon with these bigger issues, these bigger issues that could actually lead us to make better decisions to have fewer harms happen in the future.
So your research, which is hours of research for each client, you talk to the families, you talk to the communities, do you speak to their teachers? And just to, again, put a fine point on what Heidi said, this isn't to excuse any behavior. This isn't to say my client is innocent. This is maybe just to say, rather than give them the death penalty, look at all the trauma they had growing up, and maybe we give them 30 years to life instead?
Yeah, so I spend time with teachers, with classmates, with former employers, with neighbors, with members of religious communities, churches, mosques, anybody that's had interaction with my client or my client's family or been a part of the community, I want to spend time with. I want to understand what their observations of my client have been, and what they, what their own lives have been like. What were the things in their lives that helped them to become the people that they are, and to sort of understand if my client had those same opportunities to grow, right? So to create all of that information, to bring it together, and then to provide this information to a prosecutor, to a judge, to the broader community, right? To say, hey, nobody is saying here that this person doesn't deserve a consequence for what happened. But can we really think about what is necessary for justice? And justice includes mercy. And it includes the idea that people can change, they can grow, they can redeem. And so when we know all these factors about a person, is this really the person that we need to say shouldn't live on this planet anymore? Or is this a person who has something about them that we know has the potential to grow into a better version of themselves?
And who hires you? Are you part of the justice system, or are you outside?
No, so it's interesting because the role that I play in death penalty cases, it's required in every death penalty case that if a person is facing that potential sentence, they have mitigation presented in their case. And most lawyers are not trained to do this kind of work. And separate from that, even if they are, they need to be the lawyer on the case. So they don't really have the time to go ahead and undertake this broad, multi-generational investigation. So the lawyers will find mitigation specialists, and there are a number of us out there in the world doing this work. And if we're a fit for the case, then they will go to the court and say, I need you to provide me funding for the services of this individual. In the same way that if you needed a forensics expert to look at bullets, right? Like you would go to the court and you would say, I need this expert because it's critical to the development of the theories in my case. And hopefully a judge would agree with that and say, yes, we give you an order. So the people who pay us, the way we get cases, public defender offices, court-appointed attorneys, and it's being funded through however the state funds indigent defense services, the provision for indigent defense services.
We're talking to Elizabeth Varkezen, the founder of Advancing Real Change, Inc., and also the author of The Deserving, What the Lives of the Condemned Reveal About American Justice. How did you get into this line of work?
I really fell into it.
Really?
I mean, because I started this over 20 years ago, and at that time, it was a really unknown profession, and it remains that way for many people, even those who are engaged in criminal justice work. So I knew at a young age that I was interested in the law, but I didn't know if I wanted to be an attorney. So I was looking for other forms of like advocacy positions within the legal system, and I knew a person who knew a person who knew a person who had just started a nonprofit in Texas. And the focus of her nonprofit was to represent people facing capital punishment in Texas and Louisiana primarily. And I reached out to her, and she was operating her nonprofit out of an attic where there weren't like really desks or computers or, there was no funding. And she said, well, hey, if you can get to Texas, you can have a job. So I drove to Texas, and that's where I started, in that attic, learning how to do this work. But I didn't even know the term when I accepted the job. I didn't know what mitigation meant. I didn't really understand that I would be doing this level, this depth of investigation in each individual client's life. So it was a lot of learning on the job.
Do you feel like we're making progress?
Absolutely. So when I started working in Texas, within the first few months of my move there, a man was executed. One of our clients from the office was executed. And he was just over the age of 18 at the time that his crime had taken place. And I know that today, if he had the same crime, they probably wouldn't have charged him with capital punishment. He probably would have gotten a term of years, because we know so much more about juvenile brain science now. We understand now that brain development really doesn't stop until like your early to mid 20s. And so we look at somebody at that age as different. But we didn't know that 20 years ago. The other thing is, when I started working in Houston, there was no public defender office. Now there is a public defender office, and the provision of indigent defense services is often so much better when you have public defenders, because they have institutional resources. I was having a conversation with somebody last night, and I said, if you are a poor person and you get a public defender to represent you, and for some reason the public defender has a conflict, you don't lose that lawyer, you lose the whole office. The agency represents you. And the agency has paralegals, it has investigators, it has social workers, it has many lawyers. If you're a private attorney and you get one of these cases, you're court appointed, you probably don't have those resources on staff, because you operate in a much smaller way, right? And so usually people who have public defenders and are facing these kinds of charges fare far better, because there are more resources within a public defender.
I got to imagine that your research, if shared with the community where these people come from, could make a difference. They could say, our schools are failing our kids. We need after-school programs so that our kids have places to go while their parents are working. I got to imagine even environmentally, with lead paint that we know about. You can say, look, the whole town needs to be repainted because, it's affecting our kids. Do you think that your research is something that is used in the courtroom, or would you like to see it used outside as well?
I would love to see it used outside as well. And that's part of the reason why I felt really called to write this book, because I do feel a little bit like an emergency room surgeon, where every day it's the same thing, right? The same broken body that is coming to me. And in that moment, the best I can do is triage. But it's the same things that bring that body to me over and over again. And more than anything, I would love us as a society to think more about the front end. How are we preparing people to have good and successful lives? The title of my book is The Deserving. And it really is a question to all of us. Who is deserving? Because for some communities in the United States, there are a lot of resources, and we're making decisions about who has access to the basic resources to ensure that those communities can grow in ways that are healthy and positive. And then we're taking resources out of communities where that is going to become more and more challenging. If you look at the histories of my clients and you look at the zip codes where they've come from, they come from the same zip codes. So Colorado had the death penalty for a long time. There were 3 men on death row before Colorado got rid of their death penalty. All 3 men attended the same high school. I just want us to think about what that means, right? So it's not that anybody who lives in these spaces are inherently bad. It's that we are stripping resources, protective resources, and basic needs from these areas. And then we're surprised when people, don't behave in ways that correspond to making good decisions. How could they? Because they've been drinking lead-based water. They've been chained to beds for childcare. Really, truly, if we're being honest with ourselves about the ways in which we treat people, especially early in life, why is anybody surprised that these things happen? And where is our responsibility as a community in ensuring that we do better for the future?
So when you look at the prison system, a lot of conversations happen. Is it there for punishment or is it there for rehabilitation? And that's, hours-long conversation. What I'm hearing from you is, how do we prevent someone from entering the prison to begin with?
Absolutely. And if we can't prevent it, what happens to that person in prison? Because every prison that I've been into, the facilities where my clients are sent, are some of the most dangerous places. I went to see a client of mine in Alabama recently. He He was on death row in Alabama for almost 30 years, and he was resentenced to life without parole. And when I went to go visit him in this new prison, he came out and we had a visit, and he told me that that morning there was an inmate who was walking around with a lawnmower blade for protection. He is living in a dorm of 200 men, and there are maybe 6 to 8 officers in this dorm, and they leave the dorm repeatedly. And there are drugs, and there's contraband, and it's unchecked violence. Again, I want people to just sit with that for a second. Close your eyes and think to yourself, can you imagine every single day living in a dorm of 200 other people? You have no privacy. There's a sheet that is the only space that you have. People are living with undiagnosed, untreated mental health concerns, right? I mean, there is just like, what do people think is going to happen? Is somebody going to pick up a book and read? Is somebody going to learn a trade? Is somebody going to be able to address the trauma that they came in with when every single moment they're just afraid that somebody's going to come and stab them or take something from them? This isn't designed to help anybody. It's designed to break a person. That's what's so much. We don't just take a person's freedom. We take dignity, we take safety, and we take their future. We have an extremely retributive system, and we choose to have this system. It doesn't need to be this way.
When we're looking at a child or a teenager, are there red flags that maybe we could say, okay, we need to intervene here. We need to look at something else?
Behavior. So I think changes in behavior are opportunities for the adults in the lives of children to say, what's going on? Talk to me. And what often happens is the behavior will be something that an adult might look at as like an antisocial behavior. So if you're in a school, right, and you've got a child who is falling asleep or talking back or acting up all the time, those are red flags that something could be going on. It could be that they're having a tough time at home. It could be that they've got a functional issue where they're really finding it hard to learn, and maybe it's too much sensory perception, right? There could be all kinds of things. But what I see over and over again are adults not asking, talk to me, right? We rush to judgment and we label the child's behavior as there's something wrong with them. I want people to think about the environment. Children can't often articulate what is going on internally, but their behavior speaks volumes. And so if you see behavior that is questionable, ask.
Well,
so you deal with trauma all the time, and I don't want to make light of any of this, but what was one of the biggest aha moments that you've ever had in researching a case, researching someone's history, where it clicked and you said, this is one of the reasons why they are who they are today?
Yeah, you asked that question and a case immediately comes to mind. And in the book I talk about, in the book my clients are anonymized with the exception of 2 men who I couldn't successfully anonymize because I had written about them publicly before, and both of the men have been executed. One of the men was a man named Wesley Perkey. Wes was probably one of the most traumatized people I had ever worked with. And again, trauma isn't even, it feels like such a euphemistic way to talk about his early life. The first 10 years of his life, it was a crucible. He was raped by his mother. He was raped by his grandmother. He was raped by a priest. His mother was an alcoholic who was married to another alcoholic. His father, they had an extremely violent relationship. I have young children. I think about the sounds that they hear every day. I think about the fact that they hear nursery rhymes. I think about the fact that they hear loving tones. They don't know what it's like to hear the sound of their mother's head going through drywall or to hear her screaming as she's dragged by her hair. That was the soundtrack of his developing life, right? On top of all of this physical abuse that he suffered. He didn't start speaking until he was almost 6 years old. And when he did start to talk, his mother would throw her alcohol in his face. Again, what does that teach to a child? You're trying to say something, and the person that is supposed to protect you is shutting you down. Does anybody think that Wes would have been able to say, I need help? Right? Like, it teaches a child. It's a particular kind of devastating developmental setback when you cannot articulate your needs. So when I think about an aha moment, I think about, oh my gosh, what difference could there have been in his life if he had known safety for one moment? If in that private school there had been somebody who kept him safe, not violated him, right? Like it was just wall to wall. And that's the thing. My clients don't just experience one difficult setback. It is one after another. It's a cascade and nothing is addressed. And it goes on and on and on.
And it's also an example of how to live life, whether they like it or not. They know nothing else. It's a fascinating topic, and you can hear more from Elizabeth tonight at 7 at the Clark Family Branch of the St. Louis County Library. You can find her book, The Deserving, What the Lives of the Condemned Reveal About American Justice, wherever books are sold. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
It is 5:31. Ooh, heavy stuff. Hopefully traffic isn't moving heavily. What's it looking like, Captain Paul?
Heidi, the roads are very quiet right now. 64 West is crowded from 364 to the 6470 interchange. 64 East bogs down at 170. There's a stalled vehicle on 70 West at the Blanchette Bridge. And in Illinois, 64 East is heavy from 255 past 157. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Josh, you mentioned it earlier, Iceland, one of the happiest places on Earth.
Number 2.
Yeah. And you guys, we're going in October. I'm saying we're because I want you to come with me. We're going to go in search of Iceland's magical northern lights with Colette. That's why we're going in October, because that gives us our best chances. And to give us even better chances, we're going out each night with a tour guide, and they're going to take us to a different place. No light pollution, so we can get the best possible pictures. And then once we get our pictures, we'll just sit there and we'll be in awe of Mother Nature's greatest work of art. But that's just one of the many things we're going to do. That's at night. During the day, we're going to go out and check out as much as we can, from the steaming lava fields to the massive glacier sculpted mountains and valleys, the gorgeous waterfalls, walk along the black volcanic sand beach, and of course we'll take a relaxing dip in the Blue Lagoon. You don't have to worry about a thing except having the time of your life. Colette handles all of it: the flights, the meals, the hotels, the local experiences. It's all wrapped into one price. So you have to sign up, join me, and just start making memories. You can call our friends over at Altair Travel, 314-968-9600, 314-968-9600. You can also learn a little more on our website, ktrs.com.
Spring is here, and that means you're going to be spending more time outside and enjoying the outdoors. But your deck, you've been thinking about doing something with that deck for years. Don't wait any longer. Go see my friends over there at Outdoor Living, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood. It's right there. It's been there a long time. At Outdoor Living, the showroom has a great style, great designs. You can get all sorts of options. They'll come out to your house. They'll do a site visit, and when you're ready, they'll build you a deck with metal framing, composite decking, and they will put a 50-year warranty on that deck. That's right. You don't have to worry about staining. You don't have to worry about warping or anything else. All you have to worry about is how much fun you're going to have. They've also got pergolas and fences and patios furniture. Yeah, they got patio furniture at Outdoor Living. Check out the showroom, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood. It looks like the old Denny's. You're in the right place. Or online, outdoorlivinginc.com for all of your patio needs and a 50-year warranty on that new deck. OutdoorLivingInc.com.
Well, the snow is finally gone, at least for now, and warmer weather is coming soon. March into spring at Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant. Whether you're out for breakfast on a warm spring day, searching for a place to go to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, or you're just getting tired of March Madness munchies and want some great homestyle food, the place to go any time of day or night is Gingham's Restaurant in St. Charles. It's your home away from home, 24 hours a day. Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant, 636-946-0266, or Gingham ginghamsrestaurant.com.
Since 1974, Permajack of St. Louis has been helping residential and commercial owners protect their biggest investment. From successfully solving foundation structural problems to making sure basements remain dry, Permajack has performed tens of thousands of projects on both sides of the river, utilizing state-of-the-art technology, techniques, and equipment. Permajack of St. Louis has done it with honesty and integrity, never recommending anything outside of what you really need. For many repairs, Permajack provides a transferable life of structure warranty, all while Permajack of St. Louis has earned a BBB A+ rating and accreditation for foundation settlement, bowed or buckling walls, cracks in your foundation, walls or bricks, or basement waterproofing. Choose the hometown family-owned team at Permajack of St. Louis. Schedule your free inspection and estimate at permajackofstlewis.com. That's permajackofstlewis.com. Permajack, solid as rock.
The Big 550 KTRS is your live and local home for community-focused talk radio, sports, and the Mizzou Tigers. Catch all the Tigers NCAA games right here on KTRS, along with Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games. And with the Fighting Illini needing a radio home this March here in the St. Louis region, the Big 550 KTRS has stepped up and will be carrying Illinois NCAA tournament games, live and local, serving Missouri and Illinois and beyond.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer who planting time and harvest season will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon and then Paynin from tractor back put in another 72 hours. His son says that he wants to spend his life doing what Dad does. So God made a farmer.
This salute to all farmers is proudly brought to you by Royal Banks of Missouri and the Big 550. KTRS.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-551-7672. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-551-7672. That's 800-551-7672. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
Is it time to make a change with your bank? Hi, it's Julie Buck for Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution with 2 locations, and they've been around since 2005 with a mission to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services. Here's their website. It's triadbanking.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, yesterday the Fed decided not to raise interest rates, and they mentioned inflation. Well, gas prices are up. The fertilizer from the Straits of Hormuz is not getting through, so other prices have gone up. It doesn't feel like regular inflation, so we brought in Caleb Silver. He's the editor-in-chief with Investopedia. Everything that we talk about money goes through Caleb first. And what are your thoughts on the Fed not lowering interest rates, and what have they said in the future?
Yeah, no surprise that they didn't lower interest rates. What was
said a lot was, we don't know, we just don't know. The future is uncertain because we just don't know how high these oil prices are going to remain at these levels and how high they might go from here. When the Fed was already talking about the inflation that exists, it was talking about its inflation that it's been measuring before the U.S. and Israel started the war campaign in Iran right now. So we already had bubbling inflation because of tariffs that was bleeding into consumer prices and business prices. And now we have the uncertainty of what these higher oil prices will do to overall inflation.
Now, explain this to me. When it comes to inflation, at least the stuff that we saw post-COVID, we all had a bunch of money because nobody went on vacation. They were mailing us $1,000 checks every, 3 months. We just had a ton of money, and we went out and spent it like drunken sailors. Inflation went up. Now it's going up because there's a war in other countries. It doesn't feel like I've got money to spend. It actually feels like time for a good rate cut.
Yeah, great point. That said, there's two different things that the Fed's looking at. It's looking at a very weak labor market right now where private sector jobs have not really been added lately. Companies are starting to let go of more and more workers, even though the unemployment rate is low. That's one part of its job. The other part of its job is keeping prices stable. And prices are anything but stable even before, again, this conflict began in Iran. Prices were already starting to rise again, and that was mostly due to tariffs. When we were coming out of the pandemic, that's what we call a supply shock. There was kind of a glut of oil, plenty of it. We just weren't going places and spending money, but we had plenty of it. So that's a different type of inflation. Right now we have a demand, we have a supply shock where not enough oil is getting through. 20% of the world's oil goes through the Strait of Hormuz, and it's not getting through. Two different types of inflation. They bite the same, but they're caused by different things.
And so they're still kind of saying they expect there to be an interest rate cut later this year. Is that just to kind of hold everybody at bay, or they mean that?
No, they mean that, and they're not just saying that to keep investors happy or to keep businesses or consumers, waiting for the next rate cut so they can go out and refinance or buy that first home. They're looking at what they call their summary of economic projections, the most boring yet the most important chart in all of economics, which tells you where Fed governors think rates should be going out a year, even 2 years from now. And they've been trying to get interest rates back to what they call neutral. Interest rates, as we know, have been high because they were combating inflation. They want to get them down to neutral, but they can't do that if prices remain sticky or there are these shocks to prices in the economy, in this case, in the form of really high oil prices.
Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, is leaving after his term is up in the beginning of May. So this whole soap opera between Donald Trump and Jerome Powell, him wanting to fire him wanting to investigate Jerome Powell for it's just going to run its course and run its time out. When you look back at Jerome Powell's term, with the pandemic in our rearview mirror, do you think that he pulled the right levers?
Yeah, and it's not just him pulling the levers. I know he gets all the attention and all the credit and all the blame because he is the chair of the Federal Reserve. There are 12 voting members of the FOMC, the Federal Open Market Committee, that make these decisions. He weighs heavily on them. He doesn't have a bigger vote than anybody else. So when you look at the way the Fed has navigated this, yeah, they rained down money on consumers during the pandemic to stimulate the economy. They had to. And at the same time, maybe they were a little late to start cutting interest rates, and the economy did start to weaken quicker, and maybe they weren't looking at great data, and they'll admit to that as well. So it's an imperfect job. That said, their job is price stability, and we really haven't had that really over the last, not just through Fed Chair Powell's term, but really over the past 20 years. The dollar keeps declining in purchase value.
What do you make of Jerome Powell acknowledging in a press conference yesterday that policymakers discussed the possibility of a rate hike?
Yeah, that's legit. And why are they talking about that? Because when you get this spike in prices due to an exogenous event like crude prices spiking like they are right now because of a war, you don't know what the impact is going to be on the rest of the economy, except they always tend to lead to higher prices across the boards, whether that's for fertilizer, as you mentioned, whether it's for gas to transport food or electronics across the ocean. All of these things get affected by that. So if cool prices, they need to raise interest rates a little bit. They'll do that even though it might even put the labor economy in a weaker state.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like I'm as flush with money as I was the last time they started raising interest rates. I saw a stat, Caleb, that people were rating their 401ks at a record rate. They were using the hardship provision where they could take $1,000 out to pay off this, that, or even put food on the table. Does something like that worry you, that people are feeling like they need to touch their 401ks to make it through?
It does, but I also want to put the record highs in context. About 6% of people surveyed by Vanguard said they had taken a hardship loan or tapped their 401k early. 6% is not a lot, but when you see that climbing from 3.5% and 4% a few years ago, it starts to get your attention a little bit. It is the least efficient, least effective way to borrow to pay the bills, but I get it. People are in a desperate situation. They're going to go to wherever they have that money, and that's accessible right now. But, we're getting to that state where people are not prepared for more price increases. We're dealing with an affordability crisis in this country where middle to low-income people are having trouble making ends meet on a week-to-week out basis.
We're one quarter into 2026. What do you think are we looking at for the rest of the year? Are you feeling confident about the economy as a whole?
I felt like the economy was in a decent place, and most people would say that we actually were. When you think of the fact that wages actually continued to rise, even though the labor market's weakening a little bit, there are still jobs out there, and we continue to spend as consumers. Just because we're really good at it, we can't help ourselves. But businesses have been spending as well. But we do have this new shock to the system, and that is this war in Iran that could last an undetermined amount of time, and now you see the Department of Defense asking for $200 billion in additional funding. That tells us this could go on for quite a while, which means sustained high oil prices. When you get oil prices 80 to 100 like they are right now, it's annoying and it makes gas prices rise. When you get them 100 to 120 for a sustained period of time, you're looking at potential stagflation, really slow growth and rising prices, and they get higher than that and they stick there for a while, you're talking about a recession. So anything can happen right now depending on the duration and depth of this war.
Well, honestly, I don't know how much more we could possibly be paying at the grocery store or the pump. So, Caleb Silver, we'll go back to you next time something hits. Thanks so much for joining us, Caleb Silver, Editor-in-Chief of Investopedia. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, so have you ever seen someone like out in the wild and you know who they are, but it's just so out of context that you question
all the time?
And
It's funny that you say out in the wild, though, because when we went to Brandy Carlisle's Girls Just Wanna and like Winona, I'm like, it's Winona in the wild.
Yeah. Well, it happened to me today. I'm staring at this person. I'm like, I know who that is. But why would they be here? Wait, that's Heidi.
I can hear you.
It was at Capital Advisory Group. I was dropping stuff off for Jeff Zufall. She was there, too. So when we say...
Picking up from Jeff Zufall.
You were?
Yeah.
Any money? Did you guys make any money? Get a little refund?
Tiny one from the state.
Okay. So when we say Jeff Zufall is our tax guy, we mean it.
Yeah.
And I walk, and Jeff's giving me the tour of the new offices.
It's beautiful, by the way. I know Kathy's like, did you guys ride together? Josh is here. I'm like, no, I didn't know it was here.
I walk out, and I look over. I'm like, huh? Oh, my gosh, it's Heidi. And then while I'm there, Carney's like, can you pick my stuff up? And it's like everybody at KTRS uses
If you're
Jeff
in the
Zufall.
know, you know Jeff's the man.
That's right. And he could be your man, too. And there's plenty of women and men at the office that'll work on your taxes. Capital Advisory Group. Capital Advisory, GRP.com, 636-394-5524. And when you go, say hi to Heidi or myself or Carney, because we're probably going to be there.
Diana from Newstetter's Fine Jewelers here to remind you, we don't just offer the best pieces, we offer one of the last master hand engravers in our country. My father can create timeless, personal, and unforgettable pieces. Come by our showroom at the corner of Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or learn more online at wowdiamonds.com.
Hey, it's Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. You know how spring works in St. Louis. One week you're running the furnace, the next week you're flipping on the air conditioner. It's weather whiplash, and your HVAC system feels it too. That's why spring is the perfect time to have the experts at Premier Heating and Cooling check things out. Their technicians go through 5 years of training well beyond industry standards. So when they perform a tune-up, they're making sure your system is running safely, efficiently, and ready for whatever the next St. Louis weather swing brings. If your furnace or air conditioner is older or starting to struggle, Premier can help with that too. They offer financing options that make replacing your system far more manageable, and a new unit can mean better comfort and lower energy bills all year long. So whether it's a quick tune-up or time for an upgrade, call the team that knows how to handle St. Louis weather. 636-916-1122, premierheatingcooling.net. Comfort you can count on.
Can you believe it? Cardinals opening day is Thursday, March 26th, and we'll be celebrating this St. Louis holiday once again at 360 Rooftop, located atop the Hilton St. Louis at the ballpark. Baseball and the Cards are back, and so are we at 360 from noon to 3. There's no better view of the ballpark than the 360 Rooftop, the perfect spot for pregame lunches or drinks, special events during the game or after the game. That's Cards opening day in style, top 360 Rooftop at the Hilton St. Louis, Thursday, March 26th from noon to 3.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
It is 10 minutes before 6 o'clock. Lots of people heading home, probably going to watch a little basketball. How's traffic?
Heidi, good news. Not much happening on the roads right now. 64 West is a little slow from 364 to the 6470 interchange. 64 East bogs down from 170 to Big Bend. And in Illinois, 64 East is running at about 45 miles per hour from 255 to 159. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
I can't believe it's already March 19th. And so in less than a month, it's going to be Glennon Live, Saturday, April 18th. And if you don't know what Glennon Live is, it is just a fantastic night of music and great stories. So Cody Johnson and Alexander Kay are going to take the stage at Chaffetz Arena, but that is just one part of it. I mean, it's going to be fantastic. They're both fantastic performers. But as I said, this is a one-of-a-kind kind of entertainment experience. So you also will hear kind of patient stories. They're really celebrated, and it's the patients, the families, the caregivers are Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, and let's not forget it's the first freestanding Catholic pediatric hospital, not in Missouri, not in this region, in the United States. And so they've been providing excellence in pediatric health care throughout Missouri and Illinois and beyond from the very beginning. But of course, you know, they've also got to raise some money, and this is a fun way to make sure that no kid is ever turned away. You go listen to some great music, some great stories, and then the hospital gets to help more kids. It's that easy. It's Glennon Live, Saturday, April 18th at Chaffetz Arena. You can learn more. You can simply make a donation, or you can purchase tickets at glennon.org.
Your dentures no longer fit? Maybe you're missing a tooth or several teeth. Visit Dr. Bowen for Simply Secure Dentures and Dental Implants, the cutting-edge, high-quality dental implants that replace all the teeth in your mouth, and it starts as low as $7,000, not the $35,000 that others charge. If you're only missing a few teeth, Dr. Bowen can permanently replace those with something you don't have to take in and out of your mouth. Learn more at simplysecuredentures.com and get the care you need and the teeth you want at Bowen Dental Care or simplysecuredentures.com.
Every day another adventure. Our greatest discoveries come when we stop searching. Beneath the endless sky, away from the stress of work, the answer to the ancient Zen mystery, the sound of one hand clapping. Take a trip in an RV from Byerly in Eureka.
For the rest of your life, you gotta be there. Byerly RV.
Country Club Car Wash is the best car wash in town. How do I know? I have an unlimited monthly pass to Country Club Car Wash, and it's fantastic. They're touchless, and you get free vacuums at select locations. Each and every day on the morning show, we will be giving away one free Country Club Car Wash to the text of the day. And each week, we'll be giving away a grand prize, 1 month of free Country Club Car Washes to the text of the week. We'll see you on the show, and we'll see you at Country Club Car Wash, cccwstl.com.
At Midland, we know sometimes all it takes is a moment for an idea to spark, or to make it happen, a moment to find your dream, or build one, a moment to start your forever, or at least start planning for it. Whatever moments you have, Midland is here for them and can help you make them. Midland, brighter together. Visit us at midlandsb.com. Midland States Bank is member FDIC.
Are you or a family member needing to sell your home?
Then call me, Mike Robinson with Robank Properties. I will buy your home in any condition and always as is. Call me at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. No contingencies, no inspections, just cold hard cash. I'll save you time and money. So make that call now and let me buy your house. RobankProperties.com. That's ROBANG Properties.com.
It's Jill Farmer. Medicare is overwhelming. Parts, plans, deadlines. It's a lot. That's why so many of you turn to Ryan Raphael, the Medicare man. Ryan breaks Medicare down in plain English, helps you compare options, and make sure you're not overpaying or undercovered. No pressure, no confusion, just clear guidance from someone who actually cares. If you're turning 65, already on Medicare, or helping a parent navigate it all, start with someone you can trust. For the right plan, call a Medicare man. 314-368-6808, MedicareManSTL.com.
Hey, Anne-Marie here, host of the Inside Out Show and owner of Anne-Marie Design Studio for Black Fox Cooper, St. Louis's premier Andersen certified contractor. That means every window they install meets Andersen's exacting quality standards, and the installation is guaranteed for 2 years, in addition to the 20-year warranty on the glass. With over 20 years of experience and knowing our climate, Black Fox Cooper will install the optimal windows to keep your home comfortable and efficient year-round, and most projects are completed within a day or two with minimal disruption to your daily routine.
Call 314-270-1484 or online at blackboxcooper.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's wrap this show up with a couple randoms.
All right, I got one, but it's a audio random.
Okay.
Chris Farley was the original voice of Shrek.
He was?
He recorded 90% of the dialogue, and then he died.
I did not realize that.
Producers did not want to use an impersonator to finish the rest of the 10%, so they recast the role entirely as Mike Myers. Here's a clip of Chris Farley and Donkey Eddie Murphy in Shrek.
Man, there's nothing like a fire and a noble romantic mission to warm the cockles of your heart.
Yeah. I like my cockles room temperature, thank you very much.
Hey, if you're not doing this for cockle warming, why are you doing it?
Simple. Fartwad gets his princess, I get what I want.
And it's Shrek.
Yeah.
But with Chris Farley.
So interesting, right? You guys, that does it for us. Josh, have a great vacation.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a week. Hope you enjoy every single minute of it. I'll be back here tomorrow with Joe, maybe Bob Ramsey, maybe not, but hopefully you'll meet us starting at 3 o'clock. Until then, see if you can put a smile on somebody's face.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance